Dubai is the rhythm that connects us. Beyond language, beyond cultures. Here, the world gathers to connect, to inspire, and push the limits. Here, sports speak for everyone. It enforces unity, builds resilience, and proves that ambition is collective. Why Dubai? Because this is where athletes come together and win as one.
Welcome to Dubai Games 2026. 4 days of exciting, tough, grueling competition for the biggest sporting event of its kind, uniting teams across borders, backgrounds and boundaries, and it's all about one team, one spirit. Earlier on today, we saw the first Battle of the Government Heat number 1. Now we are under the lights with the beautiful skyline of Dubai in the background. Stunning sunset earlier on, and we're going to be heading into heat number 2 of the Battle of Government. We're down in Dubai Festival City. Over 1,700 athletes will come together to compete across 5 categories to be crowned the Dubai Games champions. My name is Sarah, and I'm here for the next few days with you as we go through the Dubai Games 2026 competition. Let's head down and hear from Ahmed Al Ali and Steve Moore, who are in the arena.
All right, thank you very much, Sarah. Here you go, Steve and Ahmed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dubai Festival City, and this is your Dubai Games 2026. And tonight we're going to have heat number 2 happening momentarily, and you're going to be witnessing 28 government teams together to compete for just massive prizes and, of course, bragging rights of who's best of the best right here, right now.
أعزائي الحضور، عدنا من جديد في ثاني جولات اليوم الأول من تحدي ألعاب دبي. شهدنا جولة أولى ممتعة وتنافسية للغاية، من خلالها تصدر فريق الإدارة العامة للإقامة والشؤون الأجانب جدول الترتيب مؤقتا بانتظار بقية النتائج. إذن دبي فيستيفال سيتي هي من تحتضن هذه البطولة كالعادة هنا من قلب دبي، مع أقوى المنافسات ما بين 228 فريقا بين 97 فريقا في تحدي الحكومة رجال وسيدات، و28 فريقا في تحدي المجتمع، و58 فريقا في تحدي المدن.
Also, Hamed, right here in Dubai Games 2026, we're talking about just a lot of prizes. We are talking about more than 4 million dirhams in cash prizes to be given away, because why? The champion takes home 500,000 dirhams. The next place, the second place, of course, 250,000 dirhams, and the third place still getting home with 150,000 dirhams. Just a lot of prizes to be won. It's about who wants it more right here at Dubai Games 2026.
سيداتي يا سادتي، نعم، إذا دبي تخطف قلوب الملايين وأيضا تكافئ الفائزين بالملايين. 4 ملايين درهم هي قيمة جوائز الفائزين في تحدي ألعاب دبي 2026 بمختلف فئاتها هنا في هذا المكان الجميل. 500,000 درهم لأصحاب المراكز الأولى، 250 للمراكز الثانية، و150 للمراكز الثالثة.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ahmed. A lot of action coming up your way. Stand by, but for now, here's Sarah from the studio.
Well, it's not just about prize money, of course it is a little bit, it's also about pride of taking home the title of Dubai Games Champions 2026. As we said, we saw 20 teams go up earlier on in the Battle of Government Men's Competition Heat number 1. We're going to see the leaderboard a little bit later on, but coming up soon, we're going to see Heat number 2, where we have many more teams vying out to make their way onto the leaderboard. But let's take a look and see the current standings. At the top, out in the lead, 89.06 points for General Directorate for Identity and Foreigners Affairs Dubai. There was 2 teams that managed to take home vital bonus points, 5 points. Both of these on obstacle number 4. That was Dubai Media, also in second place, 81.68 points. Closely followed by Expo City, Dubai Authority with a 79.33. Then in fourth, General Command of Civil Defence, 72.76. The Department of Government Enablement locked in 67.91 points, and the UAE Space Agency 61.7, and all the way down to Dubai Courts to close out the top 10. Let's take a look at the second half of the leaderboard. That is teams 11 down to 20. At the moment, we're having a beautiful shot of the sunset as the sun pulls away into the background. Now we're looking at the top 5 for Obstacle 7. We're going to see Obstacle 7 coming up shortly. We'll be starting on there. But this was the top 5 teams that managed to lock in 10 points on Obstacle number 5. Dubai Media, Department of Government of Enablement, General Directorate for Identity and Foreign Affairs Dubai, Expo City Dubai Authority, and Sharjah Electricity, Water and Gas Authority. Now the top 5 for Obstacle number 6, sponsored by Beyond. Department of Government and Enablement were the only team to be able to take home 15.13. You'll see that they gain these additional points because they complete the task with the best times. They have time left, and that calculates to add extra points. Now looking at Obstacle number 5, sponsored by Dubai Sports, formerly Dubai Sports Council. General Command of Civil Defence taking 15.09, and Dubai Media with 10 points. Wow, lots of points up for grabs on obstacle number 4, brought to you by Unilabs. The leader here was the General Directorate for Identity and Foreign Affairs Dubai. They're currently top of the overall leaderboard, so this is where they made a big gain with 22.52 points. Now we take a look at obstacle number 3, brought to you by Al Gurg Group. Expo Dubai Authority, Dubai Media, General Directorate for Identity and Foreign Affairs, all locking in a little bit over 16 points on that obstacle number 3. Now number 2, brought to you by Damak. There we have General Directorate for Identity and Foreign Affairs taking an additional 5 points above any other team on that obstacle, again extending their lead on the overall leaderboard. Now let's take a look at obstacle number 1, brought to you by Diwa, and we have 5 teams locking in 10 points there. Well, let's take a look at the excitement that happened earlier on this afternoon for heat number 1 of the Battle of the Governments Men's. We get to take a look at how those teams fared across those 7 obstacles. We'll see some of the highlights, the emotions, the physical challenges they had to take on. Well, this was obstacle number 7, then the deadlift. Massive teamwork involved. You can see how tough it is. A few teams struggling on the trampolines. Let's see how the teams coming up in Heat 2 fare on that. Incredible crowd that popped in, very enthusiastic, supporting their favourite teams, or perhaps the entity that they work for. Then we had the sledge pull. We can see the team there from Expo City Dubai taking on the rugby scrum tackle style. And then we had the teams making their way over the wall. That was Ministry of Justice. Then the box through the hole. You can see the celebration for UAE Space Authority. Big high fives, and of course, well deserved. Then the water challenge. This was a tough one, getting those sandbags up and over the hill. And then the zip line, where quite a few teams got stuck on the dismount from that zip line. And we see a few of them dropping into the water. And then we were on to the challenge where you had to collect the balls. Very important to collect as many balls as possible to give... Oh, interesting technique. Didn't see that one earlier. It must be one of the teams we weren't quite following. Then we saw one of the teams bowling it out, but they ran out of balls. They knocked down all but 4 pins. And what a day it has been so far. But it's not over. We have a whole nother heat coming on later on. Well, very shortly, actually, but the crowd is piling in here to Dubai Festival City. Lots to get involved in. Make sure you pop down if you've not been down here already. Young and old, we can see a future Dubai Games star there having a look at some of the teams. And Some nervous faces. Maybe they're waiting for their teams to pop up. Let's see if they can see us and give us a wave. There we have some of our crowd popping in. Great to see so many of you coming down to support all of our athletes, all 1,700 athletes that are taking on Dubai Games this year. It just keeps getting bigger and better. We're now into our 7th edition. 1,700 athletes around the world. Well, down on the floor, under the lights, we have Ahmed and Steve.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now here we go. It's time to meet your teams for your second heat of your Dubai Games 2026. First off, let us welcome Obstacle 4, Emirates Investment Authority.
تنطلق أعزائي الحضور الجولة الثانية من منافسات ألعاب دبي في نسختها السادسة 2026، ونرحب بالفريق في المسار رقم 1 جهاز الإمارات للاستثمار.
And next, let's welcome Dubai Health.
التالي رحبوا معنا بفريق دبي الصحية.
Coming in next, white all blue. Give it up for your 80 Ports Group.
قادما من العاصمة فريق مجموعة موانئ أبو ظبي.
And coming in next, give it up for your Dubai World Trade Center Authority.
الفريق بالقميص البرتقالي رحبوا معنا بفريق سلطة مركز دبي التجاري العالمي.
And now let's move on to your Obstacle 5 competitors. First off, give it up for your Edgemont Police.
وننتقل إلى الفرق المشاركة في التحدي رقم 3، وفي المسار رقم 1 شرطة رأس الخيمة.
And next up, get up for your Dubai Health Authority.
في القميص الأزرق الفريق الذي يحمل اسم هيئة الصحة بدبي.
And you also got wearing purple. You can make some noise for your community. All right, here we go. Coming up next, let's give it up. Walking down the lane, ladies and gentlemen, your Sharjah Police.
بالقميص البنفسجي يتقدم فريق شرطة الشارقة.
All right, next up, you've got your Community Development Authority.
بالقميص الرمادي فريق هيئة تنمية المجتمع.
All right, now let us move on to your obstacle number 3. First off, Ras Al Khaimah Police.
ننتقل إلى التحدي رقم 3، وبالقميص الأخضر فريق شرطة رأس الخيمة.
And next up, wearing blood orange, make some noise for your Taka Water Solution.
نرحب بالفريق في المسار رقم 2 طاقة للحلول المياه.
And next, give it up for your Dubai Integrated Economic Zones.
نرحب بالفريق المسار رقم 3 فريق دبي للمناطق الاقتصادية المتكاملة.
And walking down the lane, standing tall and proud, wearing all black. Give it up for your Dubai State Security.
وفي المسار رقم 4 الفريق الحاصل على المركز الثاني في النسخة الماضية جهاز أمن الدولة دبي.
And here we go, coming up next at obstacle number 6. First out, give it up for your Central Bank of the UAE.
وننتقل إلى التحدي رقم 6، وفي المسار رقم 1 مصرف الإمارات العربية المتحدة المركزي.
And coming up next, your Department of Economic Development, Abu Dhabi.
في المسار رقم 2 وبالقميص الأزرق دائرة التنمية الاقتصادية بأبو ظبي.
And third up and red, walking out of lane is your Dubai Land Department.
وفي المسار رقم 3 فريق دائرة الأراضي والأملاك بدبي.
And there they go, wearing light blue shirts. Walking down the lane, your Endowment and Miners Fund Authority.
نرحب بالفريق السماوي المميز فريق هيئة الأوقاف وإدارة أموال القصر.
Moving on now to your obstacle number 2. First off is your General Civil Aviation Authority.
ننتقل إلى المسار أو التحدي رقم 2 واللاعبون والفرق في المسار رقم 1 الهيئة العامة للطيران المدني.
And now give it up for your Ministry of Cabinet Affairs.
تحية لفريق وزارة شؤون مجلس الوزراء.
How about now making noise wearing red shirts is your Federal Authority for Nuclear Regulation.
وفي المسار رقم 3 الهيئة الاتحادية للرقابة النووية.
And now give it up for your Presidential Court, ladies and gentlemen. Moving now to your obstacle number 7. First off, give it up for your Khalifa Fund.
والآن ننتقل إلى التحدي الرقم 7 وفي المسار رقم 1 صندوق خليفة.
All right, here is your Khalifa Fund, ladies and gentlemen, with the green shirts. And we are now starting your obstacle number 7. Coming up next, please welcome your next team. Still at obstacle number 7. And here they go. It's time for your Dubai Aviation Engineering Project.
ما زلنا في المنطقة السابعة والتحدي السابع وفي المسار رقم 2 فريق دبي لمشاريع الطيران الهندسية.
All right, coming up next is your Dubai Government Human Resources Department. Here we go.
في المسار رقم 3 دائرة الموارد البشرية لحكومة دبي.
And coming up wearing light blue shirts, standing tall and proud, walking down the lane. Give it up for your Awqaf Dubai.
في المسار رقم 4 فريق أوقاف دبي.
And here we go, time for your obstacle number 1 competitors. First off, Dubai Department of Economy and Tourism.
الآن الفرق المشاركة في التحدي رقم 1 وفي المسار رقم 1 فريق مؤسسة الإمارات للخدمات الصحية.
And coming up next, wearing yellow, your Dubai Municipality.
من العاصمة في المسار رقم 2 فريق دائرة القضاء بأبو ظبي.
And next, time for your Abu Dhabi Judicial Department.
في المسار رقم 3 فريق بلدية دبي.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up now, get up for your Dubai Department for Economy and Tourism.
وآخرا وليس أخيرا الفريق في المسار رقم 4 رحبوا معنا بفريق دائرة الاقتصاد والسياحة بدبي.
All right, so there you have your teams now been all introduced. All right, back to the studio, back to Sarah.
Yes, well, we had all 28 teams for heat number 2 introduced there. Earlier on, we saw 20 teams in heat number 1, and another 28 will battle it out tomorrow for heat number 3. We're going to be starting again with obstacle number 7, brought to you by Emirat. Let's take a quick look at what the athletes have coming up in obstacle number 7. We can see our crowd also taking a look. A couple of people pointing over, going, look, what are they going to have to do here? We can see the teams getting briefed down there. This is obstacle number 7. Our obstacle head for this one is Greg Basser. We can see him giving a brief on to all the athletes. But let's take a look how best to complete this one. Well, each of our obstacles have 3 stages. Here we start with upper arm strength, making your way across the rope. But before you do that, you've got to get the rope up onto the hook. All team members must cross the water. Then we're on to the deadlift, lower body. They're going to have to deadlift in 4s to open up the ladder, push it towards the back so that they can complete stage 3. I'll go through that when we can have a better look. But let's head down and see if we can listen in to the briefing that Greg is giving our teams that will be taking on obstacle number 7 first. Well, this is Dubai Games 2026. If you're just joining us, our teams are getting briefed ahead of round 1 of heat number 2. But let's head on down to the arena to hear from Ahmed and Steve.
All right, thank you very much, Sarah, Ahmed, of course, and Steve right here. So here we are now at obstacle number 7, of course, sponsored by Emirat. Now, what's going to happen? It involves a lot of water work, a lot of pulling action, a lot of pushing, and maybe a little bit of deadlifting too, so it's going to be a very, very challenging obstacle. There's a lot of stages, and we're going to be excited to see about what's going to happen here.
أكيد ستيف. نعم أعزائي، عدنا من جديد ومع الحاجز رقم 7 الذي يحتاج إلى العمل الجماعي بالدرجة الأولى والسرعة للانتقال إلى ال3 مراحل عبر ال3 مراحل منهيا كل التحديات، بداية مع الحبل الذي يجب أن يعلق في الهوك الموجود في الأعلى والانتقال من خلاله إلى الطرف الآخر ليصطدم الفريق بالأوزان وحركة الديد ليفت التي تجمع أيضا بين القوة والعمل الجماعي، والتي تجعل من السلم ينتقل إلى الطرف الآخر الذي يستخدمه اللاعبون للانتقال إلى المرحلة الأخيرة وإنهاء المنافسة.
All right, here we go. So it's almost game time. Well, for now, sit back and relax because a lot of action is coming right up. But for now, back to the studio.
Yes, a bit more of an insight of what's to come for these teams in Heat 2. This will be their first opportunity to make their mark, put their stamp on their Dubai Games 2026 campaign to head on up the leaderboard. 10 teams have already locked in their scores. Now, the teams that are competing in Heat 2 have had a chance to see how the teams in Heat 1 tackled some of these obstacles. It will be interesting to see if that helped, if they managed to pick up any tips or tricks. Great to see the barriers are full, everyone trying to get the best view of the obstacles. One team, one spirit is our motto. If you manage to get any photos of your experience down here at Dubai Games, hashtag, and we'll be checking those out on social media. Teams are getting their final brief. We have Khalifa Fund, Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects, Dubai Government Human Resources Department, and ORCAF. up first. Great to see our young fans also in the audience as well. Hopefully they're getting inspired to take part in future Dubai Games. And so many of you come down to support the different teams that we have taking on the Battle of the Government Men's Heat number 2. 5 minutes left to go until the buzzer goes for round 1. 28 teams in Heat number 2. They're just clarifying a few things. This team in red is the Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects. We saw a team earlier on that gave credit to their engineering background as to how they won that heat. There's some of our juniors, very much looking forward to seeing them out on the course for the first time ever. The course is going to be the same but scaled for the juniors, and we'll see that later on in the weekend. It is packed down there. So many fans popping down to catch a piece of the action down here at Dubai Festival City. As the sun went down, the lights went up, and we have 7 rounds, 7 obstacles for heat number 2 coming up shortly. There's the Khalifa Fund in green, getting a quick team photo before they get stuck in to their first obstacle. It's not going to be easy. We saw the teams earlier on. It is really not easy. 7 obstacles, 10 minutes on each one, 10 minutes break between each obstacle. And then let's have a look and have a listen in.
Okay, so deadlift, I'll be out first, huh? Okay, but you count. Deadlift. I'll be out. I'll count, yes.
Well, that there is the team from Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects. Now we're taking a look over at one of our other teams. I'll tell you once I can see who this is. It looks like it's Dubai Government Human Resources Department, wearing black, having the last few. Oh, look, I'll tell you what they're talking about. They're talking about the tactics of how to get the rope onto the hook, which is stage 1 of obstacle number 7, brought to you by Emirat. The Dubai Games is in its 7th edition this year, growing year on year in partnership with DP World. Wouldn't be possible for the Dubai Games to grow as it does without the support of DP World. Last few words between the team. They're also working out the best way to get that rope up on the hook. Everyone in the audience probably wondering also the best way they're going to tackle this. 5 points for each obstacle up for grabs, including any time bonus if the teams finish before the 10-minute time cap on each one. Well, we're taking a look now at all the teams that are going to be starting on each obstacle. 2 minutes left to go, and we're going to be following on with obstacle number 7 to begin with, and then we're going to move through to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we will have a chance to follow each team once on one obstacle, and we'll keep an eye on the leaderboard as it tallies up through the 7 obstacles. 1 minute 43 left to go. Teams are no doubt feeling nervous, excited, can't wait to get stuck in. They're thinking, how are we going to tackle the first obstacle? This is Battle of the Government Men's Heat number 2 for Dubai Games 2026. And what a view we've got of the fan village, which is perfectly placed in amongst the middle of all 7 obstacles. If you're enjoying watching on TV, get down to Dubai Festival City, get involved, get a closer look. This is where you want to be this weekend, in this beautiful city of Dubai. There is no other competition like this in the world. It's drawn in teams from around the world. Here we get to see the Dubai Government Human Resources Department. They're looking excited, pointing over to the obstacle. They look like they are ready. Just 48 seconds to go. The crowd are excited. Camera phones out, ready to capture all the action. You can see they're already snapping their photos. Everyone is ready. Just 36 minutes to go until the action is live. I can't wait to see how these two teams do. The juniors are there on the left-hand side, also catching their first glimpse of the obstacles they will be taking on later in the weekend. We have around 16 seconds to go. Teams will be getting underway. Now we're following on with obstacle number 7. Up first we have Khalifa Fund, Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects, Dubai Government Human Resources Department, and Al Khuf Dubai. And away they go into round number 1. They've got to get this rope swinging up and on to the hooks. Can they do it? Let's see. This was where some of our teams struggled first time out. But these teams have had a chance to see how the other teams worked it out earlier on. We're taking a look from the other side. Now we've got 3 hands on. I think they're going to have to steady the rope. The more time the rope spends in the water, the more water it absorbs, the heavier it gets. Bit of rhythm being picked up there by the Khalifa Fund. They're winding it up. Can they get it up on the hook? Whoa, I thought maybe that time around they could. Hit the brakes hard as the rope came into the water. Nearly 1 minute down already. I don't think any of the teams have managed to get it up just yet. This will be the first chance these teams have had a look at the obstacles to be able to work out exactly how they are going to get this up. You can train strength, you can train your cardio, you can train your endurance, and you can train your teamwork. But you never know what obstacles you're going to face and how they're going to feel or what weight has been applied to different elements until you're in the thick of it. Just over 1 minute gone. We've got the team in blue. This is Al Khuf Dubai. They've managed to hook that rope up, but just over 1 hook. Are they going to be able to scale up the rope? They've got to get all 5 team members across. They're just tying off the end to make it taut, which will make it a little bit easier. If any team member ends up in the water, they're going to have to head back to the start and start again. We've got the team in red. This is the Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects team making their way through. That is team member number 1 completing stage number 1. Now they can only have 1 team member on the rope at a time. Referee is saying, let's see if we can understand what he's indicating here, but it's better to keep the rope as taut as possible. Makes it easier for the athletes to pick up along the rope. Now let's see, can this team get the rope on the hook? They've had 2 minutes and 20 seconds so far. Oh, one of our team members has lost a shoe. They're going to need to retrieve that and pop it back on. Now we are back with the Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects. They're currently leading. Let's see if they can get all of their team members across. Interesting tactics. He switched direction to be able to head back down. Working his way along and finding the other side. If we get a wider angle in a moment, we'll be able to see how many team members they have left. Now we are looking at Khalifa Fund on the left, and on the right-hand side we have Al Khuf Dubai. Al Khuf getting one of their team members over. Khalifa have got 3 over so far, 2 to go. Looks like they're loosening out the rope a little bit. That is a smart tactic, so they're making it taut on the other end now that they've got more team members on the other side and using body weight. I didn't see this earlier on when we were following round number 1 of obstacle 7, but they're both applying that tactics, using the body weight of the team members to keep the rope nice and tight, making it easier. Oh, he's using his upper arm strength only there. Back with Khalifa on. Now they're holding the rope tight, coming across, just landing it there. And that is Khalifa Fund in green. 6 minutes left on the clock. 4 team members over on the other side for Dubai Aviation Projects in red. We've got 4 over for Khalifa Fund. Neck and neck between these 2 teams. 6 minutes left on the clock. Who can get across first? They're working their way across. Now Khalifa with their final teammate. In the back end you can see their reserve teammate
السلم إلى خط النهاية.
Now the red team have made their way over. Dubai Aviation Engineering Project. Oh no! We're looking at Dubai Government Human Resources Department. They are still trying to get the rope over while the Khalifa Fund that we're looking at now are on the deadlift portion. In a moment, we'll swing around. We'll see the ladder. Every deadlift will push that ladder a little bit closer towards the back end, and they're going to need that ladder right at the back. And you'll see why in a moment. Once they've scaled along the rope wall, they're going to walk along the plank at the end, and the ladder will be the way out up to the buzzers. Great deadlifts coming in from the Khalifa Fund, pushing that ladder along. We can also see the team in red in the orange lane here, the Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects, on the deadlift portion as well. Are the team in Khalifa Fund going to switch out for some fresh legs? It looks like they are. I can tell you, I had a little bit of a feel of this deadlift yesterday, and it is not light. I'll try and get the exact weight for you, but it's important to keep it nice and even, to be able to pick up the momentum of the ladder, to be able to push it all the way towards the back. Couldn't get much closer between our two teams, the Khalifa Fund and the Dubai Aviation Engineering Project. You can see it's taking its toll on them already. They've not got long. 4 minutes 13 left on the clock. Changing out position. Interesting strategy. Back with our team in black, the Dubai Government Human Resources Department. They've managed to get the rope on to the hook, and they are coming across.
4 minutes.
Now, finally, they're running out of time. They've got 4 minutes left. 3 team members left over on the other side. He's lost a shoe there. Be interesting to see how the ref calls that, whether he has to go back and start again, or if a team member can return it to him. We'll get that update to you shortly. But the team in red, Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects, have made the most progress with the deadlifts. They're not far away from getting that ladder right to the end and taking on, I would say, the most challenging part of this obstacle. Khalifa Fund, another change out there for one of their teammates. They've gone just over halfway with the ladder. 3 minutes 18 to go, and the Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects have just pushed their way forward. Referee has to give them the green light to say the ladder is in position. I think a couple more deadlifts and they will be ready to try to scale the wall. There we go, one more deadlift, and the referee has given them the thumbs up. Now they can progress. Good work on the deadlift from Team Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects in red. They managed to make up some ground on the team in green, the Khalifa Fund. In the top end of this view, this bird's eye view, we can see the team in blue. We've not seen too much of them yet. That is Arcuf Dubai. They've got 3 team members across and 2 yet to go. Now, if we can take a look down at the team in red, the Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects, they've started to scale the wall. The rules here, they can only touch anything the color of their lane color. So here it's orange, and there's only 5 ropes. You'll see they slide out the top of the hooks. So they're going to have to pass those ropes all the way along to their team members, and the team member going first has the hardest job of holding on the longest. They're not allowed to use that box. Oh, we've dropped one there. He's headed into the water, so we'll have to go back and start again. Good save there from our team Dubai Government Human Resources Department. He's going to have to scale over the rope. They've only got 1 minute 50 yet left to go. He's taken a break, couldn't hold on for too much longer. It looks like we've had 2 members jump in the water, or drop in the water, from Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects. Now back with the team in black. Oh, we're going to have a look at the replay of that fall. Oh, he was holding on as tight as he could, but unfortunately couldn't hold on much longer. Now back with that. Oh, we've lost another. Oh, dropping like flies here, unfortunately. It is not easy. It is not easy, and when you drop in the water, your hands are going to get wet, so it's going to be harder to hold on to that rope. They've got 1 minute 9 to scale all 5 team members across and up the ladder to press that all-important buzzer for the 5 points. Change of technique there. He's wrapping the rope around his hand, holding in tight. It is not, your feet are wet, the footholds are quite tiny. You can see not even a shoe width wide. That's how tough it is. You have to make a good selection of trainers when you come to the Dubai Games. Now we're getting a first view at how the rope slides out the top of the eyelet holes, and they have to pass them along. We've got one team member on the wall. Can he hold on long enough? We're looking now at the Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects. 27 seconds left on the clock. This is obstacle 7, round number 1 for Battle of the Government Men's Heat number 2. They haven't got long. Let's see if they can get one team member across. They're going to need a rope to go in there because he's got nothing left to hold on to. Have they passed it along? Now back, we've got on the right-hand side the Khalifa funding green, and we are now out of time, last second. Sadly, no teams completing obstacle number 7, but great progress from Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects to make the most progress on this one. Shortly, we'll be able to head down to our team on the ground for a quick word. We've got Ahmed and Steve. It looks like they're with one of the team members from Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects. Down to you guys. Interested to hear how they found that first obstacle.
All right, thank you very much, Sarah. I'm here with Captain. What is your name?
Khalfan Mohammed bin Hul.
Mr. Khalfan, of course, from the Dubai Aviation Engineer Projects. Now let's talk about the challenge. Everything was going smooth until you came into the challenge number 3. What happened?
Of course, you lose your strength throughout the obstacles. You need strength also to continue. So,
But you had fun.
sorry?
Did you have fun?
Of course.
Thank you very much. Ahmed?
نعم، معي في هذه اللحظة أيضا أحد لاعبين فريق دبي لمشاريع الطيران الهندسية. كابتن، عرفنا باسمك.
سلطان الزعابي.
سلطان، اليوم الفريق نلاحظ يعني بداية ما كانت في وضعية الطيران.
أكيد الحذر هذا أول حاجز بالنسبة لنا. بس الحمد لله احنا راضين. الصعوبة كانت هنا في الجدار بحكم الماي والموازنة، بس إن شاء الله نعوضها في الحواجز الجاية.
حاجز واحد خلص، باقي 7 تحديات أو 6 تحديات. كيف راح تصمد لحد النهاية؟
المفروض الحواجز تكون جاهزة حقنا نحن. احنا منتلي جاهزين إن شاء الله، بس كل شيء بيد الله.
إذن سلطان يتحدى الحواجز ويتحدى الجميع في الجولة الثانية من تحدي الحكومات. ستيف.
Thank you very much. Back to the studios.
Great to hear from Sultan from Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects telling us there it is a mental game. And also the water aspect was the toughest part for that team. They did well to progress to that stage. Each of our 7 obstacles is split into 3 stages. And we have a 10-minute break between each obstacles. But first, let's take a look at the highlights from round number 1. Lots of our community popping in to get a glimpse of the Dubai Games 2026 opening day. Young and old, here to watch our government teams in action. The men are out here on day number 1. It's a test of strength. Here are the highlights from obstacle number 7. This here was our team that took the early lead, and they kept it. Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects. Look at the strength to hold onto that rope to support their teammates coming across. All camera phones out, capturing the action. Doesn't it look incredible under the lights? Then we saw the Khalifa Fund in green on the right-hand side, really giving the team in red a run for their money, but they weren't quite able to catch up. Our 2 other teams in this heat were struggling at the beginning, but they managed to get the rope on the hook and make their way through. Great camaraderie throughout from both athletes and supporters. Big smiles all round. And there is one of our team members finding the water, just letting slip of his grip on the hardest part of obstacle number 7. The fan zone is packing out. You can see all of our community popping down locally, but also from around the world. We have teams here from international areas And now we can see some of our junior teams that will be taking on the obstacles later in the weekend. For the first time ever, the 7th edition of the Dubai Games, our juniors will be taking on the same obstacles, but they're scaled to their level. It looks like they're down here as keen beans, asking a few questions nice and early, getting nice and prepared. Well, as I said earlier on, we have 10 minutes on each obstacle, 10 minutes break. It's now time for obstacle number 6, brought to you by Beyond. 5 minutes left in the break, but let's take a look at what's in store next. And to give us that insight, Ahmed and Steve are going to tell us more about obstacle number 6.
All right, so here we go now. We are live from obstacle number 6, sponsored by Beyond. Steve and Ahmed. Now, I am personally excited for this obstacle because I love basketball. And in this obstacle, there's a little bit of basketball sort of action. We're going to explain you how. First of all, we got big trampolines in front of us. They got to keep on jumping, get the balls from dispensers, get as many balls as they can of different weight, cross with the monkey bar traverse, and shoot some baskets later on. So I love it.
اعتقد اعزائي الجمهور مشاهدينا الكرام ستيف اذا حاب ينزل ويجرب اللعبه هاي، وانا اقول اذا ما نزل راح ينهي التحديات كلها. اذا تحدي بمهاره لاعب كره السله، يجب على المتنافسين ايضا انزال الكرات المعلقه في الاسطوانه بطريقه لاعب كره السله، والجمب الكبير اللي لازم يكون حاضر في الترامبولين، ومن ثم ايضا الانتقال الى المرحله الثانيه مرحله المونكي بار، وايضا من جديد بعد المونكي بار نقل الكرات ورميها بطريقه سلام دانك. ستيف.
Yeah, you got to dunk that ball as much as you can. But of course, it's more about your shooting capacity and a lot of leg endurance happening because the trampoline challenge. But that's going to happen later on. For now, sit back and relax. Back to the studio.
Thank you so much. Well, we're going to have a quick look at the best way to complete obstacle number 6. Well, there was a bit of an insight into what's to come for obstacle number 6, brought to you by Beyond. Towards the back end, stage number 3, the athletes will need to jump on the trampoline and throw the ball into the basket. Before we get there, let's see how the leaderboard currently looks after round number 1 for the Battle of the Government men's heat number 2. So out in the lead, we've had some bonus points locked in by 2 teams. AD Ports Group 23.4, they were on obstacle number 4 and managed to pick up the 5 bonus points there. In second place we have Dubai State Security 22.12, and they also picked up the bonus points available at obstacle number 3. Dubai Health 18.51, they're in third, followed by Dubai World Trade Center Authority 17.26. There are bonus points available on obstacle 1, 3 and 4, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. We're looking at the back end of the leaderboard. All those teams managed to secure points, just 3 yet to get themselves on to the scoreboard. So there is 1 minute 30 left. Our teams are down at obstacle number 6, getting briefed by our obstacle head, who is one of our teams down there. I believe the obstacle head on this obstacle is Jason Yu, but he's not currently in shot, so we'll come to him a little bit later on. That is one of our referees wearing green. And we have a few of our teams getting ready and set up, asking a few questions, chatting strategy, going going. I think this might be the best way to do it. We have 4 teams on this obstacle. That is Ajman Police there in yellow. I will introduce the other teams we have shortly. We have Sharjah Police. I believe this is them. Looking excited. We're getting a little camera shot. Yes, that is Sharjah Police. I'm loving their shirt colour, the purple. Very nice. They look like they're raring to go and very exciting. Wearing grey is the Community Development Authority. Great to see. Oh, bit of a Theragun action on the back there for Ajman Police. Bit of a last minute muscle recovery and discussion going on about how they are going to take on this obstacle number 6.
10 seconds.
Well, it is 10 seconds to go. We can see our team down in the arena getting ready for them. Referee's hands are up and they can get into obstacle number 6. Ajman Police, Dubai Health Authority, Sharjah Police and Community Development Authority. It's the trampolines. We saw a lot of our teams struggle with this first time out, but so far a much better start, I would say. They got a grip but then couldn't quite get hold of it. They have to understand how much weight is in that container when they go up to hold on to the holding, I guess, what do we call it? Great hold there. We got 3 balls fallen out for Ajman Police. We have 2 of our police services up against each other here in this round. Great spin there for our team in green. And up go the Community Development Authority. Going to need a little bit more height than that. Going to have to really push into the trampoline. They've swapped out. Let's see if this team member can do a slightly better job. Team in yellow closest to us now. Great hold to get a few rotations of the container. The team members are having to catch the balls as they fall out and put them into the basket. Losing a bit of balance there. Just trying to regain stability. It's a tough one. Coordination is needed here. You need to jump at the right height but also get a good hold of the container to be able to pull it down. Losing some valuable time there. 90 seconds gone. 8 minutes 30. Whoa! Must have been a big old pull on the green. They need to slow it down. That is not good tactics. The balls are coming out too fast. Referee will be discarding any balls that go out of the field of play, but they feel like they've got enough balls. They're going to move on. So now they need to transfer these balls to the other side by using the monkey bars and holding on to the balls between their legs or however they wish. That is some great scaling. He's been training his upper arm strength, no doubt. Nearly fell backwards. We saw a couple of teams struggle with that earlier on. Any balls that fall into the water are long gone, so they must make sure they take them through. Something you won't be able to feel through the screen is the fact that the weight of the balls are different, and they won't know because they're not labeled. They're exactly the same size and they look exactly the same. They're just a different weight, and that weight comes into play at stage 3 when they're going to launch the balls into the basket at the end. We'll see a little bit later on, it will make more sense. And the weight of the balls will cause a trapdoor to open, enabling them to complete this obstacle. We are now back with our team in purple, Sharjah Police. Good progress going on here. Popping that ball into the basket as they release another team member on his way through. Lack of balance there for Ajman Police, but he's going to go again. Not deterred, gonna need a little bit more height. There we go, that was a great hold and spin. Now we're back with our team in blue. This is the Dubai Health Authority. I think they've got about 6 balls left in that container from what I can see, which means they've managed to release enough, but it's up to them whether they decide to progress, because there's always the risk of losing the balls in the water at stage number 2, which is what we can see now. With Sharjah Police, teams have to also scale their way back again. Now, in yellow, we can see Ajman Police. Another ball across. That's good progress. 6 minutes and 11 seconds left on the clock. This is round number 2. Good launch off the trampoline to start the monkey bars. I mean, Ajman Police have definitely been training their monkey bar skills. Now we can see all four of the teams. Wow, what a view this is. Down in the bottom right, we have Community Development Authority still on stage number 1, as we can also see Dubai Health Authority in the bottom left. Good spin there. They're trying to release the balls in the orange lane. Up in the top, we can see Sharjah Police, 2 balls between the legs there, extremely skilled, makes it more time efficient to transfer them. Sharjah Police also doing the same, Ajman Police also doing the same in yellow. 5 minutes 26. I wonder if they took a quick glance across to their neighbours. They are pretty much neck and neck, are these two teams. I wonder at what point they're going to decide it's time to progress and give it a go. They're trying to transfer all of the balls, but it's a bit of a calculated strategy, this one, because you just need enough balls to create enough weight to drop the basket and be able to progress under the trapdoor. We have 10 minutes on this obstacle, half gone. This is round number 2. Valuable points up for grabs, as is Pride. I can see Ajman and Sharjah are very, very close. Looking forward to seeing the overall leaderboard between these two teams. Another ball across the line there for Dubai Health Authority in blue. And now we get to take a look at the bird's eye angle. Wow, we've got a sideways tactic going there for the team Sharjah Police. 2 more balls in. Very efficient way to transfer those balls, but they need to be careful that they don't bounce out of the basket, because then they're at risk of the referee excluding those balls. Teamwork for the Dubai Health Authority. Oh, we are back with Community Development Authority still stuck on the trampoline section. Stage 1 of obstacle number 6. 4 minutes to go.
4 minutes.
We're going to need to really dig deep, push into that trampoline to be able to get some height. They don't have long left. 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Good release. Oh, looks like the referee was going to exclude those 2 balls. We saw in action, maybe because he just dropped them. Rather, we're going to have a word now. We'll get a better. Oh, oh, that's not going to go down well, is it? It looks like they have to land on this side. And he 2 balls gone there. That is so costly. Must release with the balls intact or pass to the team member. Or they're perhaps saying they're not allowed to transfer 2 at a time. I will get word shortly from our team. If Ahmed or Steve can hear me down on the floor, can we have some clarity from the referees about transferring 2 balls across at the same time at the water segment? Hopefully we'll be able to get some clarity on that a little bit later on. There's only 2 minutes 56 left on the clock. I think it's time for our teams to start turning and taking a look at stage number 3, and it looks like Ajman Police have done exactly that. Now, how is their throwing and accuracy? They can't really see over the wall. I had to jump on this trampoline myself yesterday, and it's not easy. You don't really get a view of the target you're aiming for. They've got 1 in the basket. They miss on that attempt. Have they got another one in there? Straight in down the middle of the basket. He looks like he's the thrower of the team, doing well so far. They need to get enough weight into that basket to release the trapdoor, which we'll see in a moment. Looks like they've nominated him, as this is where his strengths lie. We can see the bucket dropping. So he's going to have to think about that, because his target has now moved. It's lower than it was before. He'll really have to give that some thought. Now, just dropping into the basket does that ball. Each ball, as I said earlier on, is a slightly different weight. Oh, we can see, I think, 8 balls that have missed the basket there. It's good that they managed to transfer enough through. Maybe we could take a look over at our other police team that we have here, which is Sharjah Police. They are wearing purple. They were extremely close going into stage number 2. The trapdoor is nearly open. Let's see, the referee will give them a thumbs up when they've got enough weight and can progress to press the buzzer. Have they run out of balls? We will find out shortly. 1 minute 18 left on the clock. It's been neck and neck between Ajman and Sharjah Police. We can now see the Dubai Health Authority transferring their ball. It looks like Ajman Police have run out of balls, which is such a shame because they were doing so well, but it just shows how challenging these obstacles are. You've got to think about the whole obstacle. They're having a quick look at what could have been 48 seconds. You can see the frustration, hand on the head. They were so close but so far, and they had enough time. They strategized the time well, but just not the weight needed for the balls to drop. It looks like perhaps the same state of affairs for Sharjah Police. They're also looking a little bit jaded and disappointed. What a shame, both teams really were out nice and fast. 18 seconds left on the clock. Obstacle number 6 brought to you by Beyond. And Ajman Police were at least ahead in the lead. They now were in the lead, so we'll hear from them. They're down with Steve, so they won this round for obstacle number 6. And we're going to hear now from Steve, who's got our winning team on this round for obstacle number 6. It is Ajman Police.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Now here with Mr. Ahmed. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
All right, now, the team looked really well. Everything was going in smooth. You had the balls. The monkey traverse was pretty smooth to you guys. I was seeing the main problem probably was shooting the ball to the basket. Tell us more about what the problem was.
Well, we put the technique A and the technique B. So we're following the technique A, and then always we lose by the luck, the end.
But at least you tried very well. You've done really, really good.
We were like with the time, organize how many ball we will grab, and then we grab a heavy ball first, so getting it down, and then just by the luck we lose the ball.
But did you have fun?
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. Ahmed?
كابتن ايضا عندنا لاعب من فريق شرطه عجمان. عرفنا باسمك كابتن.
علي مصبح الاخضري.
علي اليوم دخلتوا يعني هيد بهيد راس براس خلينا نقول مع شرطه الشارقه. كنتوا تشوفونهم بعيدين عنكم بس كنتوا تشوفونهم تلاحظون تحركاتهم؟
والله نحن نلاحظ حركاتهم، هم كانوا نشوفهم فريق منافس لنا بشكل مباشر، لكن اللعبه الحمد لله تفوقنا نحن في اول مرحلتين اللي هي معتمده على الاداء البدني، لكن اللعبه الثالثه نفس ما شفت لعبه حظ شوي.
لا هي مش لعبه حظ، ما عندكم لاعب سله.
لا عندنا لاعب سله، بس المشكله الحين يوم تلعب كوره ب3 كيلو او كوره ب5 كيلو في فرق، تختل ايدك، يعني انت اخذت على 3 كيلو بعد شوي تبدل الكوره 5 كيلو تكون سنات كثر تصير فوق السله.
اذا خانكم التكنيك في التمرين الاخير. نعم 6 خلاص او لا تحديين خلاص، باقي 5.
باقي 5 ان شاء الله. ان شاء الله نضمنها هنا ان شاء الله. اصعب التحديات اللي موجود
ان شاء الله. هذا كان علي. ستيف.
Thank you very much, Captain Ali. Captain Ahmed, back to the studio.
Yes, well, we got to hear from Ajman Police. They're a little bit disappointed as they managed to bring enough balls across, but then lost them when it came to the accuracy of throwing section. They've completed Obstacle 7 and Obstacle 6. They're now on to Obstacle 5 next. We can see the Theragun out, relaxing their muscles between obstacles. There are 10 minutes between each obstacle, and they have 10 minutes to complete the task. We're looking at the highlights now. This was Ajman Police early on when they were jumping on the trampoline to spin the container to release all the balls. There was a very good push from our team in the green lane to be able to release enough balls. And there was a battle of arm strength later on to transfer the balls across. It looks like the referee was calling you're not allowed 2 balls there, but I'm going to get some clarity from our team on the ground a little bit later on the rules. And we can see that both police teams progressed really well. It was neck and neck between them, but they both found the disappointment in stage number 3 where they just couldn't get enough balls to land in the basket to drop the weight. Here we're having a look to drop the basket low enough to release the trapdoor to allow them to press the buzzer. Sadly, none of our teams managed to complete obstacle number 6, but they still have 5 more to go. 2 down, 5 to go, 6 minutes left to go. And we've had an incredible crowd turn up and look and have a look at Dubai Games 2026. It's been a great atmosphere as we'll be moving in shortly to obstacle number 5. Great to see so many of the community popping down. This is Dubai Games brought to you by DP World. In the background we can see obstacle number 2, but up next we have obstacle number 5 brought to you by Dubai Sports. Formerly Dubai Sports Council, rebranded, lots of new goals and aims coming up as Dubai just becomes a capital of sports competition, and it's for reasons like this, Dubai Games 2026, that make Dubai a hub that bring athletes from around the world to compete in competitions like this. We have 5 minutes left until we get in to the next obstacle, but first let's take a look at the scoreboard as it stands. We've had one team gain bonus points on 2 obstacles. That is Dubai State Security. They're leading the leaderboard 44.9. They managed to pick up bonus points on 3 and 4. That's the first team in the Battle of the Government to do it. Then we have Ras Al Khaimah Police in second. They're in 37.41 points, and they also picked up some bonus points. Then we have AD Ports 33.4, followed by Dubai Integrated Economic Zones 32.52, and Taka Water Solutions with 31.92. Let's look at the middle section of the leaderboard for heat number 2. Ministry of Cabinet Affairs in 11th, all the way down to Department of Economic Development Abu Dhabi in 20th. We have 28 teams competing here for heat number 2. We saw 20 teams go earlier on. 4 teams there with 10 points on the board, and just 1 team trailing yet to put some scores on the board. The lights are on the Burj Khalifa, but I tell you what, the lights are on down here at Dubai Festival City. For the Dubai Games 2026, we have 3 minutes 30 seconds left in the break, but first let's take a look. Yes, well, this is the water raft obstacle. This is the first time ever where our teams have been crossing over each other's lanes. And earlier on in heat number 1, we saw one of our teams get stuck in the channel when they were so close to completing this obstacle. Let's see if these teams kept an eye on the earlier heats to avoid the same mistake. Each team has 4 balls that they have to transfer, 1 onto each tree. There are 4 trees out in the water, all teams in the same field of play. And then they have to get all team members across the water to then press the buzzer. We're going to head down to Ahmed and Steve, who are down in amongst it all. Let's see what's going on down there.
All right, thank you very much, Sarah. Here we go. Stephen Ahmed, here we at obstacle number 5, sponsored by Dubai Sports. If you love water sports, well, this obstacle is for you. Don't miss it out, because we're talking about rafting a little bit from this side. You see those balls? A lot of magic is about to happen. I can't say more, but you know what? It's going to be very exciting.
نعم ستيف اكيد سوف يكون مثير للغايه. جوله راح نشهد من خلالها التجديف، كيف راح يتعامل اللاعبين مع الامواج الكبيره في هذا التحدي على اللاعبين. نقل الكرات ال4 في المراسي الموجوده، هنالك 4 مراسي موجوده في كل مرساه. يجب ان يعلق اللاعب كرة واحدة في كل مرسى. تحضر الإثارة في التحدي رقم 5 برعاية دبي للرياضة. ستيف.
That's right, Ahmed. So my question for you is, do you love water sports?
Not a big fan.
Not a big fan? Well, today, you are going to be a big fan of water sports because obstacle number 5 brings in a lot of water back to the studio.
Yes, well, it's great to see what is coming up. This was quite an interesting one earlier on. We didn't see any of the teams complete it, but they came really, really close. We have 4 teams in the heat. They're now discussing how they release the balls from the metal wire. Well, I guess it's not really a wire. What would we call it? A pole, a metal pole. They've got plastic rings that they have to maneuver around all the little knobbles that are on the, I guess what do we call it, the pole, to be able to release the balls. 1 ball in the raft at a time. The paddles are rectangular. They are not light. They are quite heavy. Makes it a little bit more challenging. Something else we saw earlier on was the water that the teams brought on board as they were paddling, and it really weighs the raft down, making it even harder. We have 10 seconds to go until we are in to obstacle number 5, brought to you by Dubai Sports Council, and away we go with round number 3. We have a beautiful bird's eye view of how the teams progress. We've got one team member getting the raft in position. Now trying to get one of the balls off as fast as possible so they can get in the raft and start paddling. I'll bring to you the teams shortly, let you know who we've got out here in the field. And they're popping the raft in. The team in blue, are they going to go for the tactic where we have 2 or 3 members in? Great progress being made by Tucker Water Solutions in green. They're making it look easy, to be honest. Almost like they're out for a Sunday paddle. Needs to be 1 ball on each tree. We saw one of the teams go to put all their balls on the same tree earlier, but they managed to correct it just in time. Team over in the pink lane is the Dubai State Security. They're currently out in the lead of the overall leaderboard. They've managed to pick up bonus points on obstacle 3 and 4. Just behind them in the orange raft, we can see Dubai Integrated Economic Zones. They look like they were out to a flying start, but were scuppered by the pace of the raft in front of them. All teams opting for different trees to begin with. I spoke earlier on about the tactics here. Do you go for the tree that's furthest away, or do you go for the tree that's closest to you? It looks like Dubai State Security are going for the one furthest away, followed by Dubai Integrated Economic Zones. Something else quite interesting with this obstacle is getting your teammates across to the other side. You don't want to leave it to the last minute, because how are you going to get all 5 of them in that raft without it going down or making it too heavy to paddle? We saw one of the teams dropping off a team member earlier on. Well, good teamwork going on here, leaving 2 on the deck so they can release the rest of the balls. Eyes on now, the Dubai Integrated Economic Zone. Sorry, no, this is Tucker Water Solutions in the green raft, making their way back across. We've got second ball on board for Ras Al Khaimah Police. Out in heat number 2, it looks like we've got all of our police represented. They're going to get stuck in the channel. First experience for these teams, working out that that channel isn't quite wide enough for both rafts. We saw one of the teams push one of them away. No deliberate obstruction is allowed. They're also not allowed to hold onto the side. Paddles only. The team in orange that are in the green raft have 2 members on board, and looks like they came out advantageous in that exchange between them 2. They managed to make their way through first, and Ras Al Khaimah Police working out how to get the momentum back going again, but they have got more weight on board. 3 aboard that raft. And in the back end, we can also see a bit of a collision between Dubai State Security and Dubai Integrated Economic Zones. In the pink, Dubai State Security heading out to put their second ball up onto the tree. They've been doing so well so far. Looks like they've been training for the Dubai Games 2026 all year. Now attaching that second ball up onto the second tree, and they're good to head on back. They've gone for 3 members on board. I wonder if they're going to drop one off anytime soon, otherwise they're going to be left to do that later on. We've got 2 balls on for Dubai State Security, 1 ball for Dubai Integrated Economic Zones, and 2 balls on for Ras Al Khaimah Police. Tucker Water Solutions are heading out with their second one. Looks like they're going to collide again. They've got to communicate between teams as well to help each other out. Looks like the team Ras Al Khaimah Police are going to try and paddle through Tucker Water Solutions, but now they're working their way around. I can tell you those paddles are not easy to maneuver. They're not light. They are a few kg. Smart move having 3 on board in terms of being able to balance having a ball in, but it adds more weight, so you have to put more effort into paddling through. Another ball on board for Dubai State Security. This is number 3. We've got 5 minutes 17 seconds left on the clock. This is obstacle number 5, round number 3, and they're making their way back through the course to put number 3 onto tree number 3. I wonder if this time they might drop off some teammates. Referees keeping a close eye on everything that's going on. Tucker Water Solutions, another ball on board. Looks like they're having to head back to the start with that ball on board, so the referees have noted something. Maybe they fell into the water or the ball touched the water. Now Ras Al Khaimah Police are in the blue raft. They've just made their way past Tucker Water Solutions. Do not fall into the water or you're going to have to head back to the start. In the back end we can see, behind us we can see Dubai State Security picking up ball number 4. And then they need to transfer their team members across to the other side. Are they going to do it all in one go? It looks like they're going to try. They're getting down nice and low. It's going to be a tough paddle though. Lots of weight on board. They're going to try this time out. Let's see. They are, but they don't want to get any water on board because the raft will sink. Last minute decision to leave 2. They've got 3 minutes 50. If they paddle fast enough, based on the pace they've been going so far, they should have enough time. Good, quick decision making there by Dubai State Security. They're still discussing it as they head back. Now we can see in the orange raft Dubai Integrated Economic Zones now making their way, I believe, with ball number 3. We'll take a look in a moment to see how many they've managed to get on the tree so far. Dubai State Security clarifying things with the referee as they're paddling their 4th ball across. They're going to have to pick a tree that doesn't already have a ball on board. Or are they going to drop their team member off first? I'm not sure that's the smartest thing to do. There we go, tree at the back getting the final ball. Now in the green raft on the right hand side we can see Tucker Water Solutions attaching, I believe, ball number 2. They got stuck because they had to go and reset on one of their reps. 2 minutes 51 left to go. This is the Battle of the Government men's heat number 2, round number 3, and this is obstacle 5, brought to you by Sports Council. Dubai State Security dropping off couple of their team members. They've dropped off all 4 balls, so now they've just got to paddle as fast as they can to pick up the final 2 team members. 2 minutes 30 left on the clock. He's got some pace on him. He's doing incredibly well. We can see 1 ball left on the deck for Dubai Integrated Economic Zones in orange. Tucker Water Solutions have 2 on the deck, and they are in green. And then Ras Al Khaimah Police are currently placing their 3rd ball, I believe. I couldn't see one on the deck, but I also couldn't see one on the final tree. 2 minutes left to go. We are back on board with Dubai State Security. He's getting the final 2 team members on board, which will help because they will be able to help paddle. They've got water on board. They're not wasting any time getting it off. Fresh arms to paddle their way back. 1 minute 45 to go. Here he is stabilizing the backside of the raft. Referee keeping a close eye, saying please move away from the edge. Could this be the first team that I've seen complete it? Dubai State Security are absolute top of the leaderboard at the moment, having picked up bonus points in obstacle 3 and 4. And we can see Dubai Integrated Economic Zones just behind them in orange. They are bringing their 4th ball, I believe, to put it on the tree. Now, 1 minute 10 on the clock. Dubai State Security look like they're going to do this. They have to make sure no one falls in the water. Teammates encouraging them.
1 minute.
Wow, pulling them in with the paddles. Can they get to the buzzer? 5 hands on the buzzer. And Dubai State Security finish obstacle number 5 in 54 seconds left on the clock. Phenomenal job there from Dubai State Security, and that is just going to extend their lead on the overall leaderboard. But back in the field, we are with Ras Al Khaimah Police. They're getting their final 2 team members on board. Risky jumping into the raft, taking on a little bit of water. 30 seconds to get across the line. Can they do it? 3 members on board. Do not get stuck in the channel. Do not fall in. They've used a little bit of raft green to stabilize the boat, but we are going to head down now. Before we see this team finish, they've got 14 seconds to go to chat to Dubai State Security, who finished
10,
with 54 seconds to go.
7, 6, 5,
Ahmed, of course, we're talking
2,
about with
1.
Dubai State Security.
Time.
First of all, congratulations, just in time. How do you feel?
Oh, amazing. Amazing. So excited for the next one, and we are ready for everything, inshallah.
You guys look like you're ready to be the champion. Is that your mindset from the get-go?
We did. We are still in the stage number 3, so we have 4 more. We will take it step by step, and then we will see, inshallah, the final.
Inshallah, Ahmed.
حسين يعني الالعاب مش غريبه عليكم، دائما ما يتاهل فريق من الدوله في النهائيات. اليوم العين ليس على المركز الثاني ولكن على المركز الاول، ولكن المهمه صعبه.
طبيعي. التاهل السنين اللي طافت هذا ما يأهلك فاينل، ادائك اليوم هو اللي يأهلك فاينل، فاحنا ناخذها حبه بحبه ان شاء الله، بعدين نفكر. الحين نفكر في المانع رقم 6.
الامن مستتب
ان شاء الله باذن الله. اكيد باذن الله.
يعطيك العافيه، بالتوفيق. بالتوفيق. اذا الامن مستتب هنا مع جهاز امن الدوله ستيف.
Thank you very much. Back to the studio.
Yes, Dubai State Security really making themselves known here in heat number 2. Incredible start to the competition. On their way to challenge to be champions. We're having a look now at their final leg when the final 2 teammates got on board on the raft, fresh arms, and they made their way to put 5 hands on those buzzers to complete obstacle number 5 with 54 seconds to go. We're taking a look back at our other teams that were taking on obstacle 5 alongside them. That was Ras Al Khaimah Police in blue and Tucker Water Solutions in the green raft. They were so close to finishing with 15 seconds left on the clock, but they didn't manage to make it. Here we go. We can see Ras Al Khaimah Police in the blue taking one of the balls up to one of the trees. Incredible to see Dubai State Security complete this obstacle. And very shortly we'll be taking a look how that affects the leaderboard. We have 10 minutes break between each obstacle. They will be getting ready to go on next. Well, obstacle 5. What a challenge. I'll be finding out shortly how heavy those paddles are for you, because they're not light. They make them look light, but I can tell you they are not. There's weight added to them. Every element of every obstacle has been thought out to the absolute detail to challenge our athletes physically, mentally, and of course the camaraderie and collaboration between each team to test them to the limits, so we only crown the ultimate champions. And I'll tell you what, Dubai State Security are getting themselves in a good position for that. 3 obstacles down and they are topping the leaderboard. 7 minutes left on the clock for the break. We're taking a look now into the fan zone. Lots of the community have popped out to enjoy Dubai Games 2026, brought to you by DP World. Smiles all round, spotting themselves on the camera. giving us a wave. Great to see so many of you here. That looks like it's one of our teams, one of our women's teams that might be taking on Dubai Games tomorrow. But first, let's see what's up next for Obstacle 4 with Unilabs. Well, we have Obstacle 4 coming up next, brought to you by Unilabs. This is an obstacle of 2 parts. We've got the House of Cards, where you need to create 1 layer of cards. These cards are not light, they have some weight added to them. Then, once you've done that, you will be released to add weight to your sled, and then you have to push the sled up. There's 3 stages of pushing the sled up the hill. First one is up 10 meters, then you need to return and create the next layer of the House of Cards. Then again you add more weight to the sled until you've got that sled to the very top. Then you can go and press the buzzer. This is Karen Balbaki briefing the teams on what's to come in this obstacle number 4.
Once you see now, they'll pick up the weight. Now, once the weight is on the sled, hold on, we'll wait for some questions. You're going to push the sled about the 3rd way up, okay?
Well, we got to see an insight of what's to come on obstacle number 4. But let's first hear from our team down in the arena.
All right, thank you very much, Sarah. Here we go, Stephen Ahmed. Obstacle number 4, sponsored by Unilabs. Well, you know what? If you love watching men just pushing all the strength, all the power, well, guess what? This obstacle is for you because we're talking about just raw pushing power right here at Dubai Games 2026. Obstacle number 4.
جمهورنا الكريم، نحن نتواجد في التحدي رقم 4، تحدي يونيلابز، أيضا الذي يأتي بالطاقة والجهد العالي الذي لازم وضروري أن يكون موجود ما بين أعضاء الفريق. طبعا لازم تواجد فريق العمل الواحد والورك تيم وورك ما بين الفريق. بداية يبدأ اللاعبين بترتيب أوراق اللعب الكاردز بلاي على شكل هرمي، ومن ثم دفع الوزن ودفع العربة إلى الأعلى مسافة 10 مترات، يرجع يرتب، يرجع يدفع، يرجع يرتب ل3 مرات ترتيب الأوراق على شكل هرمي، ومن ثم ينطلق إلى الأعلى بوزن يقدر بأكثر من 250 كيلو إلى الأعلى. ستيف 250 kilos, I think.
We're talking about just raw power out here, so make sure you don't go away. Stick around right here. This is Dubai Games 2026. Back to the studio.
Yes, well, 3 rounds down. We're going to take a look at the standings as they currently are. We saw in action Dubai State Security. I mean, they've really put their mark on this competition very early on. And there we have it. Confirmation. They've extended their lead to 60.38. 2 bonus points secured. Then closely followed by Rasa Khaima Police with a 47.41, also picked up some bonus points. Then AD Ports not far behind, 43.4, and Dubai Integrated Economic Zones with a 42.52. Then let's look at the mid-section of the leaderboard for heat number 2. We have 28 teams in total. This is teams 11 down to 20 and just all split by 6 points in the midsection. Lots of teams still in a good position. Now, the back end of the leaderboard, all teams now have scores on the leaderboard. We have Emirates Health Services in 21 with a 25.75, and we can see the beautiful Dubai in the background lit up for an evening here at Dubai Games 2026 in Dubai Festival City. If you've never been down here, make sure you get down here over the next 4 days. This is something special. Nowhere else in the world puts a competition on like this. There are 5 categories. This is Battle of the Government Men. We have Battle of the Government Women coming up. And we also have communities and cities and our juniors. There is all to play for. Total prize pot of 4 million dirhams spread across our categories. For the Battle of the Government, 500,000 dirhams up for grabs for our first place. And I tell you what, Dubai State Security have really started out well. But we have obstacle number 4 coming up next. Our teams are having their last few minutes of a briefing, discussion, working out strategy, working out tactics, verifying anything they need with the referees. Very shortly, we'll introduce our teams that will be taking on the next obstacle. It will be round number 4. We can see here in black the Dubai Municipality team. Quite a bit of discussion between them, but they're looking lively. Looks like they are raring to go. Also in this heat, we have Emirates Health Services, Abu Dhabi Judicial Department, and DET, Dubai Department of Economy and Tourism. Well, this is the obstacle where they have to put the cards up 1 layer at a time and then add the weight onto the sled and push the sled up the hill. I tell you what, it is challenging. 8 seconds to go, and this obstacle will get underway. There are bonus points up for grabs. You can see the water containers there. If they add the additional weight, that will give them the bonus points. First up, they've got to complete 1 layer of the cards. Now, 4 pyramids, and the top has to also be completed. Great start there from our team in yellow. That is the Abu Dhabi Judicial Apartment. On their hands and knees, getting those cards all lined up. You'll see they'll have to keep them even though. Who is going to be first on to the sled? It's not easy laying these out into the sand. It's hard to get the stability. We can see the team in blue there. That is Emirates Health Services using the sand to stabilize the base. Is it working though? And now our team here in grey in the pink lane. That is the DET getting their first weight up onto the sled. We saw a team earlier on decide to put the sled the weight on the bottom of the sled, but it caused them issues later in the game. But then they've moved it to the top of the sled. The weight at the top is probably a better tactic. Now they're gonna push the sled for the first 50 meters until the ref says they've reached far enough. They are now out in the lead. That is DET running back. They know how crucial the time is. 8 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. This is round 4, obstacle 4, brought to you by Unilabs. DET now on the 2nd layer of the cards. All other teams still navigating layer number 1. Looks like Emirates Health Services have just completed layer number 1 and on to the weight. All 5 of them getting involved there, making it a lot easier for them. Where are they going to choose in terms of position? At the top or at the bottom? What is their strategy? Referee saying, please get outside of the sled, not allowed. Strict rules to ensure fair competition throughout. They've gone for the bottom, but they're going to push the weight up. Smart idea. We can see behind them the team wearing yellow t-shirts, but in the green lane, that is Abu Dhabi Judicial Apartment. They've got their first weight on. Bit of discussion as to where to leave that. We can see the second weight going on for DET. See the team in blue pushing the sled up. That is Emirates Health Services running back. Crucial minutes clicking away. We've got 7 minutes 21 left on the clock. Obstacle number 4 really getting underway. Now we see the Abu Dhabi Judicial Apartment heading back down to add another layer to their house of cards. Emirates Health Services absolutely stuck in on layer number 2, but come on, you've got to move fast. Time is crucial in this game. Additional points are added when you finish within the 10 minutes. 6 minutes 48 left on the clock. We can see Emirates Health Services taking that weight up the hill. We can see in the background DET on their final layer, putting the top to their house of cards. Is it going to stay stable? Looks like they're adding some sand to stabilize it. Interesting tactic going on there, putting their teammate on the shoulder so that they can reach, making sure they don't fall into the house of cards. That would be a disaster, wouldn't it? Well, they're putting up the top. Can they make sure that it stays standing? Tense moments here for DET. They've done it. Referee is happy. They're counting to 5. And the last weight. Don't fall into the tower now. Adding their last weight to the sled. Closer to us, team in blue, Emirates Health Services, adding their second weight onto the sled. That is not light. You can really see how much it is taking it out of the team members. It is neck and neck between all other 3 teams in the field. But we have a significant lead for DET. 5 minutes 36 left on the clock. Round number 4. Crucial points available here. And of course, I mentioned bonus points. Bonus points available at obstacle 1, 3, and 4. We've seen 3 teams so far take bonus points in this obstacle. Are DET gonna select to add additional weight? You can see the water butts there on the bottom of the hill. That helps get them additional points. They'll need to run back down to grab them. It's 5 additional points up for grabs. I would say with 5 minutes left to go, they've completed this so far in half the time. It might be worth going to get those bonus points. They need to ensure that it's nice and level. Referee keeping a keen eye, and they're going to push it into place. They've decided to push up the hill. Are they going to go and pick up those bonus points, or perhaps they've forgotten? Time is also of the essence. The more time left on the clock, the more points up for grabs. Special calculation applied. I believe it's each second is calculated by 0.01, and that gets added to the overall score. They're reaching the top. They're going to go for the buzzer without the bonus points. Interesting decision. All 5 hands on the buzzers, and they've done it. DET, perhaps Steve or Ahmed can ask them why they decided not to go for the bonus points. Well, we're seeing our other teams. They're still neck and neck in the back end. Back down now with Emirates Health Services in blue, putting their team member up on the shoulders to apply the final layer. Careful work here to ensure they don't drop the tower they've built so far. We've yet to see any of the teams do so. We have 3 minutes 43 left on the clock. We're going to head down to hear from DET. I would be interested to know why they didn't choose to go for the bonus points on offer.
All right, so here we go now. We got Mr. Yusuf from DET. First of all, congratulations. I know you're very tired, you're exhausted, but let's talk about the whole challenge, the whole obstacle. How was it?
It's much harder than it looks. Moving the weights is a bit challenging. You need to balance on both sides. Your legs are done at the end of it.
Yeah. But you're looking really strong. You still look kind of like fresh right now. Good luck in the next challenge, Ahmed.
كابتن يوسف، نلاحظ فريق دائرة الاقتصاد والسياحة اليوم ما كانوا مقتصدين في الجهد ومش جايين سياحة للألعاب.
الحمد لله الشباب ما قصروا وصار لنا فترة الحين نتمرن وإن شاء الله نستفيد بالبطولة.
مسوين يعني نتائجكم في الألعاب الماضية كانت ممتازة، نفس هذه اللعبة.
إن شاء الله نتحسن سنة ورا سنة.
إن شاء الله. شكرا.
All right, now just one more follow-up question. I'm sorry to let you go. Before I let you go, actually, one quick one. Why did you not go for the bonus point?
We tried to go for the bonus, the last one. It cost us quite a bit of time, so we played it safe on this one.
All right, playing safe. Congratulations. DET, ladies and gentlemen, back to the studio.
Well, there we got the insight from Yusuf from DET, why they decided to play it safe this time, using the crucial time left on the clock to get them points rather than take the risk with the opportunity for bonus points. Interesting tactics, but it seems to have worked for them. They managed to complete with 4 minutes left on the clock. Look at the strength required to get this weight up the hill from Abu Dhabi Judicial Apartment. They're the team in yellow in the green lane, giving it absolutely everything. Hands on the buzzer for Dubai Municipality. Hands up in the air in celebration and hugs all round. They're looking very delighted with themselves. They managed to complete with 1 minute 45 left on the clock. Perhaps we can head down and hear from them as well. But at the moment we're watching the Abu Dhabi Judicial Apartment still giving it everything. I don't know why they are struggling so much, but now they are ready to grab a word from Dubai Municipality.
All right, here we go with Captain Bassam from Dubai Municipality. First of all, congratulations for finishing. Talk to us about the whole challenge. I know you're tired. Breathe a little bit for now. How was it?
Thank you. It was very nice. It was a little heavy, but as a teamwork, we did it. We made it easy. It is not easy, but we made it easy.
You made it work. Congratulations.
بسام شفنا يعني الآخر 10 متر يعني كانت صعبة للفريق. شعورك كان وقت الدفع، دفع الوزن ووقت الضغط على الأزرار في النهاية.
شوف آخر شيء هي ترى يوم توصل على آخر مترين تحسها أصعب وايد. الوزن يصير أثقل لأنه شو تطلع هي على السطح. فنحن لأكثر باور صغير أعطانا يا رب العالمين. يعني أكثر شيء في حياتنا ضاغطنا سويناه الحين. هني راح النفسية على.
الله يعطيك الصحة
ويعطيك العافية.
بالتوفيق.
حبايب القلب.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bassam from Dubai Municipality. Back to you, Sarah.
Well, whilst they were having a chat with Dubai Municipality, we saw in the background Abu Dhabi Judicial Apartment also complete this obstacle. 3 seconds left on the clock. Can Emirates Health Services do it? They were so close, but yet so far. Just a couple of seconds late. One team member trying to press all 5 for them, but sadly they didn't quite make it. Just seconds. And what effort they put in. 3 teams managed to complete obstacle number 4 this time out. Down on his knees. I mean, what an effort they put in there. We now have a break before we head down for obstacle number 3. But first, Ahmed and Steve are ready to grab a word from Abu Dhabi Judicial Apartment.
Today, talk to us. What was the hardest part in the challenge?
Actually, that sludge is very hard. Each step, you need to add more weight. And last weight was the most horrible part. Yeah. But thanks God, we managed to get it. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you, Ahmed.
كابتن خلنا نتكلم يعني ما بنتكلم عن تفاصيل اللغز اللي كان في البداية. خلنا نتكلم على آخر 10 أمتار لما عبيت العربة الوزن كامل. كيف كان الشعور؟ شو الأسئلة اللي سألتها نفسك؟
أول سؤال سألته نفسي ليش أنا سويت شيء؟ فعقبها بس الحمد لله عدينا المرحلة هذه وإن شاء الله عقب المراحل الباقية والألعاب الباقية.
كيف تشوف المنافسة في المراحل القادمة؟
والله هني كلهم يعني ينافسون بعض، ما في فريق جدا ضعيف، كلهم ما شاء الله عليهم داخلين يبيضون يبيضون الإمارة اللي هم فيها.
كل التوفيق.
الله يطول بعمرك أجمعين.
All right, there you have it. Thank you very much. Back to the studio.
Teams no doubt delighted to have completed obstacle number 4. We're going to take a look at the highlights and of course the moments of when 3 out of 4 of our teams managed to complete obstacle number 4. First up, DET with just 4 minutes left on the clock. 5 hands on the buzzer. We're watching it again on the replay. I mean, incredible effort for them. Here they are adding the final weight now across to Dubai Municipality, the team to come in second, making sure all 5 hands are on those buzzers quick as possible. Every second counts. Every second counts for 0.01 extra points. And then we had Abu Dhabi Judicial Apartment come in there, and we can see their celebrations into the camera. Back to the beginning before they started. Same team, Abu Dhabi Judicial Department, discussing how to build their tower. And Emirates Health Services in blue came so close, just seconds to completing obstacle number 4, brought to you by Unilabs. Now we're taking a look at how that went. 10 minutes to get through that obstacle. Here we have Emirates Health Services lifting the weight onto the sled. Wasn't easy. We saw them really struggle. They managed to get the first one up quite fast, but as soon as the additional weight was added onto the sled, they struggled. All teams opted not to take the bonus points on offer this time out. We have 28 teams across the field over the 7 obstacles all at the same time. 4 teams on each obstacle, and they get 10 minutes and then 10 minutes break before they go again. We're here down under the lights in Dubai with 6 minutes 26 left on the clock. This is Dubai Games 2026. We have 1,700 athletes taking part across 5 categories. This is Battle of the Government Men. Tomorrow we will see the women's government teams battle it out. We've seen some of our other categories come down this evening to catch a glimpse of what is coming up for them. And now we're looking at some of the celebratory moments as 3 out of 4 of our teams managed to complete this obstacle number 4. 3 obstacles have bonus points available. That is obstacle 1, obstacle 3 and obstacle 4. But none of our teams opted to go for them this time out. We managed to hear from Yusuf from DET. They said they attempted to go for points, the bonus points in obstacle number 3, but they decided not to because it cost them. So they decided not to on obstacle number 4 because it cost them during obstacle number 3. Now we're looking at the fan zone. We've had incredible turnout so far for day number 1. We have 4 days of the Dubai Games Dubai Games 2026. This is obstacle number 3, sponsored by Al Gerg.
You want to do it? There's a bonus. The big cube. You want to bring the cube out, outside of the ring, you get the bonus. If not, you come back here with your key, cross the walls again, unhook the chains, remove chain onto this device, and all of you will start solving the maze. Alright, you cannot touch the maze, you can only touch the lever on the side. The other teammates will teach you how.
Well, we saw then obstacle number 3 being briefed by Michael Jordan. But first up, we're going to take a look at the leaderboard. Looks like Dubai State Security have managed to extend their lead out there in round number 4. And they are on 70.38 points. Sorry, round number 3 that was, not round number 4. And followed closely by Ras Al Khaimah Police with a 57.41 and AD Ports remaining in 3rd with a 53.4. But they're being closely chased down by the teams behind them. They are just 4-5 points behind. Anything can happen in the midfield. They are split by just 9 points between number 11 down to number 20, where we have the Department of Economic Development Abu Dhabi. And trailing the leaderboard between position number 21 and 28, we have Emirates Health Services on the 35-75. All teams have managed to lock in points on the leaderboard, right down to the Endowment and Miners Fund Authority down in 28th. That's the leaderboard for Heat 2. We also had 20 teams out here earlier on for the Battle of Government Men Heat 1, but we'll see the overall leaderboard at the end of all 7 obstacles. But first, let's head down to hear from our team down in the arena.
Maze, Cube, Sticks, and Tunnels. Welcome to obstacle number 3, sponsored by Al Ghur Group here at Dubai Games 2026. Steve and Hamad, you know what? I'm very excited for this game because in this obstacle, we're talking about not just physicality, but also calmness and just really focusing, because here to our left, that's the maze they got to solve later on.
نعم أعزائي الجمهور مشاهدينا الكرام، في هذا التحدي الثالث الذي يأتينا برعاية مجموعة عيسى صالح القرق لمحبين السوشي. ليش السوشي؟ لأن فيه هنا شوب ستيك راح نستخدمه لرفع المكعبات، مكعبات السوشي خلينا نقول في برج، في هذا البرج، وأيضا نقل المكعبات إلى الأعلى، ومن ثم أيضا هنالك نقاط إضافية. إذا رفعنا المربع الصغير نحصل على النقاط العادية، وإذا رفعنا المربع الكبير إضافة نحصل على 5 نقاط. ولا ننسى هذه المتاهة التي من خلالها يجب إخراج الكرة منها لفك اللغز، نعم، والضغط على الأزرار، أزرار النهاية. Steve?
And also later on, don't forget that teams will have an opportunity to get 5 additional points if they successfully release the big cubes from the tower opening. So a lot of great action happening, and I can't wait for this because it's all about maze. Like what I said, there's also tunnels, some problem-solving skills that got to be present here today. We can't wait for it. Here we go. Obstacle number 3, sponsored by Al Ghur. Back to the studio.
Well, there we have it. Insight from down on the ground to Obstacle 3 and a video on how best to complete Obstacle 3. There are 3 stages, as there is with every obstacle. Up first, the team have a puzzle to release a key that is needed for the back end of the obstacle to be able to press the final buzzers. But then they have the walls they need to scale across. The walls have a special mechanism that drop to make it easier for them. The first wall is 60 kgs, the second one is 120. So as long as they have that weight on top of it, it will drop down. Here we have our teams getting ready for obstacle number 3. This is round number 4. This is the halfway point for the men's Battle of the Government heat number 2. We're 13 seconds away, and I'll tell you which teams we have very shortly.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And 1 second to go, and the teams are away and into obstacle number 3 under the lights here at Dubai Festival City for Dubai Games 2026. You'll see the teams heading up over the wall. It takes 60 kgs to drop this wall down to make it a little bit easier for them to scale the rest of their teams over the walls. Now, we've got 3 of the teams over so far. They're all kind of neck and neck. The team in yellow in the pink lane at the far end are trailing just slightly, but it's all still to play for. Only 40 seconds have gone so far.
Let's go.
Then the team in blue first up on the board. First up on the second over the top. And they're in blue, making their way over the second wall. That takes 120 kg to drop that wall. Then they have to get into what we call the chopstick tower. This is where ultimate teamwork is required to navigate the little chopsticks, the sticks, to be able to work the cube up the tower. So they're going to have team members on each level to be able to pass the cube up in through the tower right to the top, and you'll see in a moment there's a small square just the size and shape of the cube to be able to pop it through. If they choose, there are 5 bonus points available. There's a larger cube inside the chopstick tower. They then need to get that other cube up and through the tower to be able to take those 5 additional points. In this heat, we have the Central Bank of the UAE. They're currently in the pink lane, wearing light green. Then we have the Department of Economic Development Abu Dhabi in dark blue. They're in the orange lane. And the Dubai Land Department, they're in red in the green lane. We'll get a closer look in a moment. And then we have the Endowment and Miners Fund Authority in the dark green in the blue lane. On the left-hand side, we're keeping an eye on the Dubai Land Department. They're wearing red. And on the right-hand side, we have, I believe, the Central Bank of the UAE. They've managed to get the cube to the top. They're trying to make sure it fits through the hole. Not easy. We're now seeing just how challenging it is, but I think they're in the lead. They need to make sure they don't drop that cube. Here we go. They're so close. They've done it. 2 minutes 80 have, 3 minutes have now gone on the clock. They've got the cube released. Now, are they going to decide to go for the bonus points? They are. They've picked up the larger cube. They're going for it. The extra 5 points will be valuable here at the mid-stage of the competition. We've had 3 obstacles down. This is obstacle number 4 for the teams in heat number 2. All teams are working on the chopstick tower. We're now taking a look at the Central Bank of the UAE as they go for the additional bonus 5 points. They're trying, they haven't quite got enough reach from the 2 team members on the lower level. Trying to push it up. He's going to go back down to the bottom. They're so close to getting that cube up and over the edge of the chopstick tower, trying so hard. I hope they don't drop it at this stage. It's a dice, so it has different holes on each side. They're so close. Great aerial view here of Central Bank of the UAE. 6 minutes left on the clock. They're taking their time over these additional 5 points. I hope it's worth it. This is obstacle 3, brought to you by Al Gerg Group. So close. There's 5 minutes 46 left on the clock. They're trying their hardest. Can they do it? We can see the 3 other team members down on the ground, watching closely to see if they're going to be able to take those valuable extra 5 points with them. They don't want to drop it now. They've put so much time and effort into this. So close. So close. Oh, it's so tense. They want to hold on. Oh, that was a tense moment. Can they do it? Second time around. It's proving quite difficult. At what point do they decide the 5 points is not worth battling it out for? They still need to go back through the course. Back. Oh, I can feel it in here. It is so close. One team. They dropped the cube. Okay, they've decided to abandon the 5 additional bonus points. Lots of time was spent on that. I feel so sorry for the team in green, the Central Bank of the UAE. They tried their hardest. It's now put them a little bit further behind the other teams. Now we're back with the Dubai Land Department. They've released the key they need to be able to go and press the buzzer. So, apologies, they've released the key needed to navigate the puzzle. So we'll see on the back side of the puzzle, 1 team member will hold onto each pulley, and then they need ultimate communication here to be able to release the key inside the puzzle, which they need to open up the buzzers at the end. On the left-hand side, we have the team from the Endowment and Miners Fund Authority. 4 minutes left on the clock. All teams are going to have to move fast. We're still waiting for the Central Bank of the UAE to come back. They took a risk. We heard earlier from DET that they tried to take the risk on the bonus box and it cost them. Central Bank have tried the same and it's cost them valuable minutes as well. So perhaps the bonus points on obstacle 3 are harder to attain than the bonus points on obstacle 1 and 4. But they're now back at the puzzle. We'll try and see what is happening with our other team, which is the Department of Economic Development Abu Dhabi. They're in blue. I will get an update on whether they managed to secure the last 5 points. Here they are making their way back over the wall that has the spring mechanism to help drop the wall to make it easier to go over. Dubai Land Department in red here, giving it absolutely everything on the pulley as they're trying to rotate the maze that is a circular shape to release the key needed to press the buzzers. Now rotating it round, lots of communication going on between the teams. We've got 3 teams that are neck and neck now, just waiting for the Department of Economic Development Abu Dhabi to join them. They're the team in dark blue. They're not quite yet on the puzzle. Dubai Land Department must be close. They've been spending a couple of minutes on the puzzle. 2 minutes 35 left on the clock. This is round number 5, obstacle number 3, brought to you by Al Gerg Group. This is the Dubai Games 2026. Wouldn't be possible without the support of DP World. DLD, the Dubai Land Department, are making their way back over wall number 1 with the key in hand. You'll see the small green ball they passed across. That's the key they need to be able to open up the buzzer. They're now heading under the tunnel. Now passing the ball over to their teammate, using a leg up to get on top. They're moving fast. Do they need to? Because every single second left on the clock helps get additional valuable points that will be added onto the leaderboard. Each second will be calculated for 0.01, and that will be added to their total. Dubai Land Department all on top of that wall now, jumping off and sprinting their way to the buzzer. The referee is pointing where the key needs to go to be able to open up, and all 5 hands on the buzzer, and Dubai Land Department finish with 1 minute 32 left on the clock. Well deserved high fives all round. Ahmed grabbing the team for an interview. Let's go down and hear from them. Back with Al-Khaf Abu Dhabi. They're making their way back over the wall. I promise we'll hear from the Dubai Land Department down with Ahmed any moment now.
1
We're
minute.
seeing the team in dark green chasing them. We've got 58 seconds on the clock. We've also got Department of Economic Development Abu Dhabi still making their way through. We've got 3 teams that have now completed obstacle 3. Let's pass down to Ahmed and Steve to get a word from these teams.
All right, here we go. Thank you very much, Sarah Muhammad. Here we go. First of all, congratulations for finishing out. You look very happy. You got a busted lip in there. What happened?
I'm tired, sir. I take my breath. But very nice initiative. We did our best. And there's 2 obstacles remaining. We are building up.
Well, hopefully you finish those obstacles too. Talk to us about what was the hardest part of this obstacle.
I think
10,
every single
9,
obstacle here is
8,
difficult. So
7,
it is mine and stamina.
Well, Ahmed.
محمد إذا ما تكلمنا عن هذا الحاجز ما شاء الله شهدنا سرعة كبيرة لفريق دارة الأراضي والأملاك، وكأن الأرض أرضكم اليوم، ولكن ليش ما طلعتوا المربع الكبير لإضافة بونس زيادة للفريق؟
هي الفكرة، أهم شيء نحن نخلص. لو تشوف احنا أول فريق خلصنا وناخذ النقاط البونس كتايم. دارة الأراضي دوم سريعة في التصرفات وفي كل شيء، وإن شاء الله تشوفونا قدام.
الأرض أرضكم اليوم ولا أرض حد ثاني؟
أكيد دوم belong to land department.
كل التوفيق كل التوفيق.
شكرا حبيبي.
هذا كان حديث أيضا محمد من دائرة الأراضي والأملاك، وننتقل إلى الطرف الآخر مع ستيف.
All right, so here we go now. Captain, let's face the camera, please. What's your name?
My name is Abu Bakr Al-Houqani.
All right, first of all, I know you're very tired. Breathe. Talk to us about the challenge of the obstacle right here. What was the hardest part about it?
It's all like it was easy. Only like the bonus, it's a little bit hard. It's the big black box is it's a little bit heavy. We try our best. We get it like almost like we will get the bonus, but in the end like we fail like to get it. But we back, we complete the obstacles.
Inshallah. Ahmed.
Steve, you know this guy is a runner. Okay, he's very fast. هذا لاعب سريع، لاعب يعني جراي، عنده ارقام قياسيه ما شاء الله. ابو بكر الحوقاني شفناك على البرج، قل لي شو اللي صار على البرج؟ كنتوا يعني باقي سنتيمترات بسيطه عشان تاخذون البونس، ولكن شو اللي صار؟
والله حاولنا قد ما نقدر يعني ان ناخذ البونس، لكن غلطه بسيطه لانه في النهايه كلها شو يعني موازنه شويه بيمس يعني البيب على البوكس وزلق منه وطاح، فقلنا ما بنضيع وقت، بنكمل الاوبستكلز وعندنا وقت يعني، فكملنا.
انا اصلا هذا الانسان هذا هو حيق مني، في تحدي بيني وبينه، السنه طافت انا غالبنا، الحين هو يبي يرد
النار الحين لازم المصرف المركزي والتنميه الاقتصاديه.
يعني اقتصاد الدوله عندكم
وفلوس الدوله عندنا.
إذا الروح الرياضية والتحدي الجميل الحاضر في ألعاب دبي. Steve.
Thank you very much. Back to the studio.
Great camaraderie there between the teams, seeing one of the members from Department of Economic Development Abu Dhabi popping up, hoping he can get an interview. The only team unable to complete obstacle number 3 for this round. We're watching the highlights. DLD making their way through to complete obstacle number 3 first. All 5 hands on those buzzers and smiles with delight. Then we get to see the Central Bank of the UAE. They took a risk early on in that obstacle, trying to get the bonus points, but delighted that they still managed to finish. They lost lots of time while trying to go for those bonus points. Now we're taking a look back at the highlights from Obstacle 3, brought to you by Al Gerg Group. Here we're seeing the teams take on the wall for the first time, testing out that mechanism. They need 60 kg to drop that wall first time out. Oh, bit of a shoulder injury picked up there by the DLD team member. And all teams were pretty neck and neck to begin with, heading into Chopstick Tower. Central Bank of the UAE, as I mentioned, attempted to go for the bonus points, but it didn't pay off for them. We saw Al Khaf Abu Dhabi here heading up the tower. They did very well to navigate the small cube up and through. One team sadly not being able to complete the puzzle. They lost the time there, and that is exactly how you do it. DLD showing us how, making their way back over the wall. And now back with Central Bank of UAE. They were rapid throughout the rest of the course. I'm very sad for them that they so nearly got those extra 5 bonus points, but it is tough. It is a risk. It's not only about how quickly you can complete these obstacle courses, it's how you look at it, the strategy you choose, the tactics you decide, and how you work together as a team. It's all about one team, one spirit. That is the Dubai Games 2026. We have 5 minutes 35 up until the next obstacle. 2 left in the Battle of the Government men's heat number 2. And we have 2 left, and we have obstacle 2 coming up shortly. We'll take a look in a moment at the current leaderboard, but first let's get a quick insight into what's in store for obstacle number 2, brought to you by Damak. Now, to give us a little insight into obstacle 2, we're going to head back down to the arena.
All right, here we go now at obstacle number 2, proudly sponsored by Damak. Now, Ahmed, this challenge, we saw what happened earlier. It is not easy. It is very hard, but then they're still made because, number 1, the challenge is you got to climb up on a very slippery slope with a very high angle. Secondly, you've got different kind of weight of sandbags you got to bring with you up top. So, challenge 1 is slippery. Challenge number 2, you got weight. So let's find out what happens here.
نعم ستيف. أعزائي مشاهدينا متابعينا في كل مكان في هذا التحدي اللي يأتي برعاية داماك. هنا واحد من أمتع التحديات الموجودة في ألعاب دبي هذا العام، إذا ما كان أمتعهم. نعم، على اللاعبين حمل 21 حقيبة ساند باج وزنها تقريبا 15 كيلو وهي ناشفة، لكن يجب على اللاعبين أيضا أخذها من الماء، يعني راح تكون مبلولة، يعني الوزن راح يكون من 15 إلى 20 إلى 23 كيلو، ونقل 21 حقيبة إلى الطرف الآخر، ومن بعدها أيضا نقلهم مرة أخرى عن طريق الزيب لاين إلى المرحلة الأخيرة اللي راح تكون فيها الميزان. سوف يضع الفريق الحقائب ال21 على الميزان بشكل مستقيم لمدة 5 ثواني.
Now for this challenge, you're going to need a lot of power from their core and their arms, and of course a lot of mental toughness. Back to the games coming up in a short while. Back to the studio.
Well, there we have it. Obstacle number 2. 2 left to go for the Battle of the Government Men's Heat number 2. And just 2 minutes 47 left until we get started. We can see a team in red, Dubai Health, they're in this heat, alongside Emirates Investment Authority, AD Ports Group, who are currently up in second in the leaderboard, and Dubai World Trade Center Authority. They are being briefed by our team down out in the arena. That is Caitlin Benstead. She is our obstacle head for number 2, brought to you by Damak. This is Dubai Games 2026. Wouldn't be possible without the incredible support of DP World. Our team there in orange, that's the Dubai World Trade Center Authority. They're just catching a couple of words with one of our referees, clarifying some things. This obstacle has been tough for a lot of our teams. There's a lot of weight in those sandbags. They've also got very slippery slopes to get up to. The water just keeps on coming. Let's first take a look at the leaderboard. 1 minute 48 until we get stuck into obstacle number 2. Out in the lead is still Dubai State Security. They made an early start and they're keeping it there. Now 80.38 points on the board. Now a little bit away behind AD Ports Group, 63.4. Ras Al Khaimah Police will be under scrutiny a little bit later on. They potentially have a penalty that will be reviewed later on, followed by Dubai Department of Economy and Tourism, better known as DET, 59.26 points currently. And here we have the midfield just split by 7 between position 11 and 20, still all to play for, with the final 2 obstacles left in this heat, all the way down to position number 28 with Community Development Authority. I would say around 15 of the teams still have everything to play for in that midfield. There is 500,000 dirhams up for grabs for the winner. 40 seconds left on the clock until we get stuck in to heat number 2. Just 2 more obstacles left for this evening, but don't worry, we have so much more action from Dubai Games 2026 coming up over the weekend. 3 more days of competition across all 5 categories. We've seen the men's heat 1 and 2 today from the Battle of the Government. We have heat number 3 tomorrow. And we have our other categories coming up as well. Communities, cities, and the juniors. For the first time ever, the juniors will compete on this course, just scaled to the level. 5 seconds to go. Here we go for round number 6. Obstacle number 2 brought to you by Damak. Quick start there by the team in red. That is Dubai Health. They sprinted into the water. Weights over their shoulder, sandbags. We can see first up on the rope, however, is the team in orange. Here they are, the Dubai World Trade Center Authority. Quick scaling there, and also for the team in the blue lane. And again, this we're looking now at the Emirates Investment Authority. They're in the pink lane. Bit of conversation between teammates as to how best to do this. Team in red deciding to go for 2 over the shoulder. That is the Dubai Health. Is it going to be a risk worth taking? They've put the straps through their arms. Is he going to have full use of the arms? Are they wasting too much time deciding to keep 2 sandbags over their shoulder? Quickly sliding back down. I can see a weight being dropped off by Dubai Health. That was unfortunate. Wasted scaling up there. All of our audience looking on closely. Have an incredible time here in our fan zone. Worth popping down over the weekend if you've never been here before. 1 minute 15 down. Another sandbag up the top there for the team from Emirates Investment Authority, sliding back down to grab another sandbag. Each sandbag will become vital as they make it to the seesaw at the stage 3 of this obstacle. All teams making good progress. Looks like the team far left in the blue lane, that's the Dubai World Trade Center Authority, have got the most sandbags up the top already. This is an incredible view, being able to look across the top. I'll tell you what, the water, it's not super clear, so you can't see how many sandbags they've got left. That's the sand making it that color. And the team in Dubai Health now on screen. Let's see when they decide to move on. I think they have to take all sandbags, whereas some of the other obstacles, they can choose how much weight they're going to take through to the next stage. I believe on this one, they have to get all sandbags up. I'm liking the queuing system going on here. Earlier on, we saw some teams taking a bit of time to get into the queue, but every second is crucial. This team here, this is the Emirates Investment Authority. They're opting for one bag over the shoulder and a quick scale up. We can see the team on the green lane, that is AD Ports Group. They're going for two over the top of their shoulders, but it's taking them longer to scale up the watery, slippery slope. Now, there can't be too many sandbags left for the team in orange. In the blue lane, that is the Dubai World Trade Center Authority. We've got one of their team members trying to slog two up, taking his time, but making his way over. Good burst of additional bags going up the slope for AD Ports Group and also Dubai Health, the two teams down the middle. 6 minutes 44 left on the clock. Still all to play for. Now we've got the team from Dubai Health getting to the top. Big splash there as he slides back down, coming around to see the next section of the course, which is the zip line. We saw a couple of the teams earlier on struggling with the dismount, but we'll get to that momentarily. 4 minutes down. Lots of sandbags making their way to the top. It looks like AD Ports and Dubai World Trade Center Authority have got themselves a slight lead. Emirates Investment Authority slip sliding at the moment. Slip sliding at the moment on that slope. Now, the team from Dubai World Trade Center Authority have made their way on to the zip line, taking their sandbags, throwing them down, getting ready to slide. They've got to move fast. 5 minutes 40 left on the clock. Now, how are they going to attach them to themselves? Trying out different things. I tell you what, those bags are not light. They are extremely heavy and they're wet. So when they're wet, they're going to hold more weight. Over the shoulder is what they're opting for. Just one knot to hold on to. It's quite jolty when the rope comes to an end at the zip line. They have to let go at the exact moment. We're going to get to see that now. First team heading out is the Dubai World Trade Center Authority. Here we go. In two. Can he dismount? Oh, he made that look so easy. Compared to some of our teams earlier on, they jolted right back. Both teams making their way across there in the blue lane and the green lane. I think these teams have had an eye on what came earlier on today, because they're making this look a lot easier than the teams out in heat number 1 this afternoon in the Dubai winter sunshine. We're going to be here for all 4 days. 3 more days after today. Lots to come to be crowned the ultimate title for the Dubai Games 2026 champion. Bragging rights all year long, and it's so worth it. 500,000 dirhams up for grabs in this competition alone. A massive total prize pot of 4 million dirhams. That team there in orange is the Dubai World Trade Center Authority. He's shouting across to his teammate. Let's see if we can understand. It looks like perhaps he's trying to grab hold of the rope so that he can get it back to the team to be able to slide down next. This is quite a complicated stage of the obstacle. Let go of the rope there. He's going to have to go back and get it. They were in a very comfortable lead. It's not easy. That platform is extremely unstable. And here we go again for the Dubai World Trade Center Authority, who are out in the lead. Let's take a look over at the red team. That is Dubai Health. They've been making some progress. Emirates Investment Authority are being left behind on the first stage of the obstacle. Great dismount there from the team in blue. That is AD Ports Group. Little bit of a stumble as he makes his way back, pulling the rope. It's not an easy section of the course. and we'll get to see if they make it to stage 3 what comes next, where they have to balance the seesaw. And I tell you what, the seesaw is not even, it's uneven, so they're going to have to calculate how many sandbags go on each side, but it's going to be crucial to take every single sandbag to balance out the seesaw. If they lose a sandbag, as we've just seen, just as I spoke, Dubai Health lose one in the water, they're going to have to go and retrieve that. So they've gone in to grab that sandbag. They're going to need every single one. It looks like the Emirates Investment Authority are now progressing on. If we can get a closer look, they're now progressing from stage 1 onto stage 2, which is the zip line section of this obstacle number 2, brought to you by Damak. Here we are. This is their first team member making his way across with the sandbag. He's trying to work out how best, he's looking across to the other teams to see how best to get onto this. You can see a glance again there. You've got to hold on to that sandbag. No point making your way across without the crucial weight needed to balance out. Oh, he got stuck there on the dismount. Now he's in trouble. He's not going to be able to get back down. He's going to have to let go. How quickly is he going to realize without losing crucial time? Not going to be able to reach the platform. Best to drop off. He's lost the sandbag now. Take that rope, get it back up to the teammates so they have the best opportunity. Perhaps we can take a look at some of the leaders. Dubai Health here in red. They've made some great progress. Now they're going to head on over with another sandbag. We'll try and take a look at how many they've got left, just using the arms to hold on this time rather than the legs. Good tactic. He's managed to retrieve the sandbag. Does the referee allow him, or is he going to have to take that? Referee has said no. They've put the sandbag to the side. Not allowed. Now we can see AD Ports Group coming in to bring another sandbag successfully. Good grab of the rope to take it back. 1 minute left to go. No team yet progressing on to stage number 3. We can see one of the team members from Dubai World Trade Center Authority getting into the water to grab a sandbag that sadly didn't make it to the end with him. 44 seconds left on the clock. This is round 6. One more round left to go. Obstacle 2 brought to you by Damak. Now, big pull of the rope. It's not looking easy. Looks like it's got stuck there on the zip line to be able to pull it back for the teammates to cross with more sandbags. Running out of time here. 22 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to give it everything to make as much progress as they can. I can see another member from Dubai Health in red making their way through. Now back with Emirates Investment Authority. They're quite significantly behind. Can they get one sandbag across in the remaining 5 seconds? And finally we're seeing Dubai World Trade Center Authority 2 on the shoulders, but not making it through this time. Sadly, no teams this time out completing obstacle number 2. But they gave it a stellar effort. You can see how tough it is. One of the team members from Dubai Health grabbing a breather and cooling off in the water there are Dubai World Trade Center Authority in orange. Break now, 9 minutes 30 to catch their breath before they go into the final obstacle. Legs are feeling tired, lungs are feeling blown out. They've completed 6 obstacles. That's 60 minutes of high intensity effort. Not only physical, but cognitive as well. Now, let's have a word from our teams down in the arena.
And we have Mr. Abdullah from AD Ports here. First of all, how are you today? How was the challenge? You still look okay, though. Did you have a good time?
Actually, I'm very good today, but a little wet. But that's okay.
Let's talk about this obstacle number 2, of course, sponsored by Damak. What was the hardest part of this obstacle?
The weight. It's a bit heavy, and especially when you get wet, it's also slippy.
All right, Ahmed.
كابتن يعني شفناك مستمتع والفريق كامل مستمتع خاصة في هذا الحاجز، بس إذا بتقول لي شو اللي صار في آخر حركة سويتها لما طحت في الماء، شو اللي صار معك؟
هو أصلا ما كان عندنا وقت، بس أنا مع هذا حبيت إني جربتها مرتين أو 3 مرات، مرتين مشت وآخر مرة راحت عليه، لكن الله كريم الأمور طيبة.
كيف كانت الاستراتيجية في نقل الحقائب إلى الطرف الآخر؟
اهم شيء ما تمسك الماي، فكنا المفروض ان نمسك من اعلى نقطه في الحبل وترفع ريولك الله يكرمك فوق بس.
بالتوفيق كابتن.
وياكم ان شاء الله، مشكورين الله يطول عمركم.
حبيبي كل التوفيق.
Thank you very much, Abdullah. All right, here we go. Back to the studio.
Great to hear some words from the athletes, being able to understand what it's really like out on the obstacles in the field. He said he's having a great day, but it was a tough one. Obstacle 2 by Damak is a tough one. It's wet, it's slippery, it's slidey. The sandbags are heavy. They're also taking on this challenge as round number 6. They've already completed 50 minutes of high intensity exercise. Now they've completed 60 and they have 1 round left to go. That is going to be obstacle 1 that we will be following shortly. But first, let's take a look at the highlights from this obstacle. We're having a look now at one of the team members from Emirates Investment Authority getting that sandbag up the slippery, slidey slope. Incredible crowd that's turned out. Lots of serious faces in the crowd because they're keeping an eye on who's going to take an early lead in the all-important Dubai Games 2026. But the atmosphere down here is electric. You should head on down. We're here in Dubai Festival City for the next 3 days. Lots more competition to come. We can see all of our young members in the crowd as well, being inspired as future athletes to get involved in a grueling tough test that are the 7 obstacles of the Dubai Games. Nowhere else in the world has a competition like this. Now we're seeing one of our team members from Dubai World Trade Center Authority returning that rope to then slide in to bring the sandbags. Great dismount there from Dubai Health in red. They did extremely well on this obstacle, but sadly no teams managed to finish. Obstacle 1 up next from Diwa. Last round for the men's heat number 2 for Battle of the Government. They're getting ready. It's time for the briefing with our obstacle head, Kyla Smith.
The objective of this obstacle is to get as many bowling balls that are hanging in the net down to the bowling alley at the other end. The more balls you get down to the other end, the more chance you have got of knocking down the pins. You do not have to take all 5. You can opt to take 1, 2, 3, however many you want. The more you take, the more chance you have got. All right, stage number 1. You need to
There we saw Tyler giving a briefing on obstacle 1, but now we're going to have a quick look in what is to come. There we have obstacle number 1. This is round 7 for the Battle of the Government Men's Heat 2. Ahmed, Steve, tell me what word is down there in the arena.
Here we go now. We are back, of course, and it's time for obstacle number 1, ladies and gentlemen, presented to you by Diwa. Ahmed, here we go now to obstacle number 1. It's all about lifting members, getting some balls, and if you love the sport of bowling, well, this is for you.
نعم هذا الحجز بالتحديد هو لمن لديه مهارة لاعب البولينج في البداية على اللاعبين نقل أو تحديد لاعب ربما يكون خفيف لأيضا التقاط الكور المعلقة في الشباك ومن ثم نقل اللاعب أيضا إلى الجهة الأخرى ليصطدم بمجموعة اسطوانات البولينج من خلالها يجب أن يحضر السترايك ستيف.
Exactly. So what's going to happen is you're going to have one member tied up to the rope and you're going to harness, of course. They got to lift him up, collect some balls, go to the other side, lift him through some weight platform all the way to the mini bowling alley that we have here at obstacle number 1. Back to the studio.
3 minutes 50 left to get prepared for obstacle number 1, brought to you by Diwa. Well, this is one of our 3 obstacles where there's bonus points available. But to be able to unlock that opportunity, you must get as many balls across as possible. There are 5 balls. First of all, they've got to retrieve all 5 and get them across stage number 1. To do that, they're going to elevate one of their teammates in the center, and they will be moved around to collect the balls. We'll pop back and take a deeper look into obstacle 1 in a moment. But first, let's take a look at the current standings after 6 rounds for heat number 2. Well, Dubai State Security, they came out firing, and they have taken the most incredible lead. 102 points, 0.07, all 3 bonus points picked up. They mean business. They are out for the championship this time out. They're followed by Central Bank of the UAE in second with 72.2, followed by Ajman Police, 68.71. They've managed to get those points without picking up any bonus points. Now through the midfield, it is extremely close. We're taking a look at number 11 down to number 20, but if you look, 12 down to number 18 is split by just 5 points. It is so close. And then we have the rest of our teams down to number 28. Our bottom 2 teams still picking up a very decent points haul, 30 each. Still to play for the teams in the middle. Prize money up for grabs for the teams at the top of the leaderboard. There is 500,000 dirhams up for grabs for place number 1, and there's prize money all the way down to place number 3. Now we're getting ready for obstacle number 1. We can see our team who helped design the obstacles actually helping to clarify exactly what they need to do. I got to have a chat with them yesterday around the process as to what goes in to create the Dubai Games obstacles, and it was quite fascinating. A lot of trial and error. There is a full team that goes out and tries all of the obstacles as well to make sure they can be completed in the time, that they're challenging enough to stretch you and to really simmer out those elite athletes amongst all else. And we've seen that with Dubai State Security today. I mean, incredible points haul picked up. It'll be interesting to see how they do. We followed them earlier on, so we won't be seeing them in this heat, but we'll be picking up some of the teams that we've yet to see so far. We have 4 teams across 4 lanes. This is obstacle number 1, round number 7. And this obstacle is brought to you by DEWA. We have coming up now in this heat the Presidential Court, Federal Authority for Nuclear Regulation, Ministry of Cabinet Affairs, and General Civil Aviation Authority. 40 seconds left on the clock. Still lots of conversation going on between all the teammates as to how best to tackle this one. The first stage is all about communication. A little bit of strength. They have to be able to elevate their teammate. No doubt they're going to pick the lightest one to make it the easiest work, but then they have to pull their teammate around to grab all 5 balls. They need to release the wire or the rope at one end to be able to pull them closer to the other.
8, 7, 6,
6
5,
seconds left
4,
on the clock.
3, 2, 1.
We can see the team in grey. That is the Federal Authority for Nuclear Regulation. All teams making their way over to grab the ropes at the other side to be able to navigate their teammate across. Great start there for the Presidential Court in red, pulling their teammate up. Now they need to release him to go and collect all the balls. He's already on ball number 1. Good start, great pace here from the Presidential Court. He's looking across to the next one. Communication as to where they're going to go next. It all has to be in synchronization, otherwise they're going to get stuck. Lots of communication required here. We can see behind us the team in the orange lane getting a little bit stuck. That's the Federal Authority for Nuclear Regulation. Lack of communication, trying to reach out to grab ball number 1. Now he's releasing that off the hook. Also in this heat, we have the the Ministry of Cabinet Affairs. They are in the black t-shirt. Here we're seeing them in lane green. Picked up 2 balls so far, pointing at the one he wants to go up to next. 8 minutes, 43 seconds left on the clock. Time is of the essence because they need enough time to get across the next section of the obstacle. So they really need to go as fast as possible on stage number 1. Team in red is the Presidential Court. They've also got 2 balls in hand. Looks like all teams have managed to retrieve 2 so far. Taking a bit of time here at the Presidential Court in red to get their teammate closer to this side of the pool. 3 balls on board for the General Civil Aviation Authority. Good start for them. And we're back now with the team in red. That is the presidential court. You can see the 5 hooks where they need to hang all the 5 balls before the referee will unlock them onto stage number 2. Big pull from the team presidential court. Really brought their teammate elevated a little bit higher. You can see a bit of discussion amongst our fans in the audience who are up against the barrier. Barely a space to find to be able to watch this competition unfold. Now, presidential court taking a bit of time to pick up ball number 4 there. This team is the General Civil Aviation in blue. Now, they are picking up number 4. Let's see if they can get to ball number 4. Spinning around now to go back to the presidential court in red. Have they managed to pick up ball number 4? Let's get a closer look. We're here under the lights of Dubai Festival City. It is pumping. The tunes are up. All of our athletes are out competing. It is round number 7. Ball number 4 picked up there from the General Civil Aviation Authority. Just 1 left to go. How quickly can they do it? 3 minutes, 10 seconds down on the clock. Big pull there, but he needs to go closer to the ball. You can see him communicating from his team. Great teamwork there for the General Civil Aviation Authority in blue. All 5 balls now released. They need to make their way and hook them up. We're now back with the Ministry of Cabinet Affairs. This is the team in black in the lane in green. We'll spin around and take a look and see how they've been progressing. Looks like they have 2 balls left to collect. Now, can they communicate well enough? Here we have the team currently in the lead, the General Civil Aviation Authority. 5 balls need to be hooked up on those red hooks. 6 minutes left on the clock. The next section gets exciting. I really like this part of the whole competition and of this obstacle. One of my favorite obstacles. They're taking a little bit of time to release the balls. They cannot take them beyond this point inside the nets. But come on, guys. Time is of the essence. This is round number 7. You know how crucial time is by now. 5 minutes 45 to go. One team member must sit on this platform and hold all 5 balls. If they drop any of them, they're going to struggle on the bowling section a little bit later on. They need to get a good position. I would say sitting down first is a good way of doing this. We saw a few different techniques being used later on. I think they've now selected the team member. He is the one with the cap on. He will need to hold on to all 5 balls, but also be lifted up to pull down on the rope that we'll see in a moment. We'll see it there just hanging in the middle. It's blue because they're in the blue lane. They're all blue, blue, blue in this lane. They're wearing blue t-shirts and they're in the blue lane. And they're in the lead. 5 minutes left to go. That's halfway through. Holding on to all the balls. Now he needs to hold on tight, but also release the rope because that pulls down the 2 trap doors on either side that we can see are currently open. Doesn't want to lose the balls. It's tough. How are you going to hold on to them? How big are your hands? That's the question. And it's going to rely on his teammates to keep the platform stable. You can see him saying to them, be careful, keep the platform stable, otherwise they're going to slide. He's got all of grip of all 3. Pulling the rope, got to pull harder to pull those trap doors down. Don't want to lose any balls. Can he do it? There are 5 points for bonus up for grabs on this obstacle as well. Come on, team in blue. He took a risk there, managed to not lose any balls, took both hands off. Now going again with the one-hand tactic. It is tense here for the General Civil Aviation Authority. He's taken the risk. He's lost 1 ball, but he's managed to drop the trap doors. Will the referees say that's enough? They've said yes, so he took the risk. Lost 1 ball. They've got 4 left. 3 minutes 54 left on the clock now to knock all the pins down and attempt for the bonus. So lots of points up for grabs here. If they knock the 10 pins down, they will get 5. If they knock the bonus pin down, they will get an additional 5. And if they do it with time left on the clock, they will get extra points available. Now, can he? What technique? Oh, interesting technique. That looks more like a netball chest pass, but let's see how it goes rather than a bowl. Slid off to the left-hand side, no pins down this time. Another team member up. What technique is he going to go for? Interesting. No bowling technique used. 1 pin down. 9 left to go, plus the bonus pin. Only 2 balls. That looks pretty central. This looks on the money. And we have got 3 pins left, but they're trapped behind the other pins. I think another one went down. Now we are back with the team in grey. This is the Federal Authority for Nuclear Regulation. They are also on the bowling section of the course. I can see 1 ball left. How many pins are they going to be able to knock down? That is not a bad bowl. 1 left, and I think no balls. Good pat on the back, great effort from them. 2 minutes 38 left on the clock, but no balls left. Very shortly we'll be able to hear with them. Let's take a look back and see if the Civil Aviation Authority have managed to make any more progress. They are also out of balls. 2 minutes 23 left on the clock for obstacle 1. Are any of the teams still active? We'll take a look any moment now. Steve is down there trying to grab a word with our Civil Aviation Authority. Now we're back with the team in red. This is the Presidential Court. Now they've
2 minutes.
made their way across. Confusing to see what's going on. They've got 2 balls hanging up. They're moving very fast. Are they ready? Do they fully understand what needs to happen here? This is the Presidential Court in red, in the pink lane. They've got 2 balls. They've just realised they need to release them. But I'll tell you what, Steve is down there with the General Civil Aviation Authority.
All right, here we are now with the General Civil Aviation Authority with Abdul Rahman. First of all, great effort in there. You've done the bowling part, which is pretty fun. Talk to us about what was the most challenging part of obstacle number 1.
First of all, we would like to thank everybody, the organizers, the athlete, and everybody who has come and contributed here, and the Dubai Games management. The most challenging obstacle which we have faced was the obstacle number 5.
But for obstacle number 1 from this that we had right now, what was the hardest part right here?
Balancing the team was a bit challenging. We have done it in it was a teamwork. Together we have made.
Thank you, Ahmed.
وأعزائي المشاهدين عندنا عبد الرحمن أيضا من فريق الهيئة العامة للطيران المدني. عبد الرحمن، كان ناقصكم لاعب بولينج.
والله كان ناقصنا واحد يجيب اكس بس الحمد لله الامور كانت طيبه. اصعب شيء كان عندنا ان نسوي بالانس مع الروب، بس الحمد لله وي مانجت. الحمد لله.
وضع الطيران ما تفعل عبد الرحمن.
بالعكس وضع الطيران متفاعل، نحن امورنا طيبه. اذا ما تفاعل كان ما شفنا وصلنا هنا. الحمد لله.
كيف تكون يعني بعد نهايه اليوم، كيف تشوف الفريق يعني وضعه على الليدر بورد؟ هل متوقع انه يكون منافس متاهل ان شاء الله؟
والله نتمنى، بس للاسف ما شاء الله الفرق الثانيه جدا قويه ومنافسه. ان شاء الله نتاهل اذا الله اراد، نحاول ان شاء الله.
كل التوفيق. شكرا.
امين واجمعين، جزاك الله خير.
Awesome, thank you very much. Back to the studio.
Great to hear there from the General Civil Aviation Authority. And whilst that interview was going on, we saw the Presidential Court use 2 balls to knock down 6 pins, which is why you can see them celebrating. And they managed to do it before the time was over. Well, there you have it. 7 obstacles completed. Heat number 2 over for Battle of the Government. Let's take a look back at some of the highlights from obstacle number 1, brought to you by DEWA. This was the General Civil Aviation Authority. They took a risk, lost 1 ball on the midsection, brought 4 through and managed to knock down all but 2 pins. Hands on their head because they had 4 balls. They set themselves up for a really good opportunity to take this one. They had time on the clock as well. They navigated this section extremely well, picking up the balls within around 5 minutes, half of the allowed time cap. And our other teams that made it through were the Presidential Court. Well, first of all, we're going to take a look at the Federal Authority for Nuclear Regulation. They're the team in grey. We're now back with the Ministry of Cabinet Affairs in black as they elevate their teammate up. Different tactic here used by the Federal Authority for Nuclear Regulation in grey, pulling on the rope, keeping the balls between his legs. And here are the 4 balls that were kept by General Civil Aviation Authority to try and bowl down. Oh, that ball there got stuck as it entered the alley for the bowling pins, costing them with that ball, unable to knock down any pins. It's quite a tough way to bowl the ball through. I guess in a normal bowling alley you have a slightly sloped angle to be able to drop the ball, but it's a tiny little window. These challenges were not set to be easy. They were set to challenge you in every single way, so we find out who the absolute ultimate champion is through the best of the best. And we've seen one of those teams today. The Dubai State Security have really made their mark on the competition so far. We can see some of our juniors down in the arena. We're going to head down to our team down there now.
And here we go. What a great day one of Dubai Games 2026 right here at Dubai Festival City. 7 obstacles, thousands of athletes, a lot of spectators. We love it. We had a great fun. Did you have fun?
أكيد ستيف استمتعنا جدا بمنافسات اليوم الأول من ألعاب دبي في النسخة السادسة ألعاب دبي 2026. شهدنا الجولة الأولى من منافسات الحكومة وأيضا الرجال، وشهدنا الجولة الثانية بعدما يعني تبين من اللاعبين في الجولة الثانية الأداء والنقاط والاستراتيجيات التي تغيرت أثناء اللعبة. كانت ممتعة مثيرة، تحدي كبير للغاية، استمتعنا من خلالها في يومها الأول، وما زالت المفاجآت قادمة والتحديات أيضا سوف تحضر في الأيام الثلاث المتبقية. من هنا من قلب فيستيفال سيتي أحمد وستيف يحييكم ونلتقي بكم غدا بإذن الله.
More action coming in right here, same place again, of course, Dubai Festival City. Dubai Games 2026 comes back tomorrow for day number 2. I'm Steve with Ahmed. Thank you and good night. Back to the studio.
Well, what an incredible opening day for Dubai Games 2026. It does not get better than this for the 7th edition. And we've had a taste of what's to come over the next 3 days. We can see our juniors already very excited to get involved later on. We'll see them through the weekend. Dubai Games reflects the spirit of Dubai, the city of life, and stands as a global platform for unity, ambition, resilience. And we've really seen that today, totally epitomised. Before we check the final leaderboard for heat number 2, let's take a look at the final highlights of the Battle of the Government men's heat number 2 for obstacle number 1. Well, we can see at the beginning they used the rope to get over. This was obstacle number 7. They had to use the rope to hook it onto the hooks. We saw some of our crowd pile in to catch a glimpse of the action. Losing a couple of shoes there. That's a tough obstacle, is number 7, Battle of Strength. Theragun out, no doubt. Tough on the muscles and the trampoline, one of my favourite sections of the whole competition, combining coordination and your ability to balance in the centre of the trampoline. And of course, the water obstacle in the raft. We saw Dubai State Security give us an absolute showstopper of how to complete that obstacle earlier on today. All police authorities competed in this heat as well. We got to see a glimpse of Dubai Police then. And the sled push, extremely tough on the strength and the endurance, pushing that way up the hill. I tell you what, that is no flat surface, that is some hill. Sprinting to the buzzer, they know every second counts. Just look at the smiles on the faces of all of our competitors, all of our athletes. 1,700 of them coming through to compete at the Dubai Games. One team, one spirit. Now looking back as our teams completed this obstacle onto the sandbags, up the hill and across the zip line. No easy task. Sadly, none of the teams this time out making it to the seesaw on the heat that we managed to follow. And we saw this in action. Our teams picking up the 5 balls above the water, having to elevate them and into the bowling alley to knock down the pins. We saw one of our teams take all 5 bonus points on offer today. That was the Dubai State Security. And they managed to get an extra 15 points here under the lights of Dubai Festival City, but under the lights of the stunning backdrop of the Burj Khalifa and the skyline of Dubai. Here is the leaderboard of heat number 2 as it currently stands. Dubai State Security, 107.07 points, all 3 bonus points collected. Ajman Police picking up bonus points in Obstacle 4, 89.39, and in third, AD Ports Group also picking up points. Just 10 points separating number 4 down to number 10. Dubai Health Authority taking number 6. Well, we go to DET, Department of Economic and Tourism, taking number 11th spot. That is 69.26, closely followed by Sharjah Police, then the Department of Economic Development, Abu Dhabi, Khalifa Fund, Ministry of Cabinet Affairs taking 15th spot. And we'll take a look through to the back end of the leaderboard. We have Takar Water Solutions in 21st. Abu Dhabi Judicial Apartment in 22nd, the Endowment and Miners Fund Authority in 23rd, Emirates Health Services in 24th, all the way down to the 28th spot, Al Khaf Dubai, 35 points on the leaderboard. It is no easy feat to pick up points here in the Dubai Games 2026. These obstacles are challenging. We're going to have a look at who made the top 5 on each obstacle. First up, Obstacle 7 by Emirat. It was Dubai State Security taking a solid 10 points, as did 4 other teams in that category. Up next, we have Obstacle number 6 brought to you by Beyond. Again, Dubai State Security taking a maximum 10 points, as did 4 other teams. And we have Sharjah Police topping Obstacle 5 brought to you by Dubai Sports, taking 15.53 points. Congratulations to Sharjah Police on that one. AD Ports Group made Obstacle 4 by Unilabs their own, taking 23.4 points there. And then on to Obstacle 3 by Al Ghur Group, Dubai State Security locking in at 22.12, helping them secure that incredible lead they have taken overall. Over to Obstacle number 2. Then we have the top 5 that secured points there on Obstacle number 2, brought to you by Damak. 5 teams taking 5 points, and no bonus points available on offer there. But there are bonus points available on offer at Obstacle number 1, brought to you by Diwa and, of course, Dubai State Security, stamping their mark nice and early on the Dubai Games 2026, taking 21.69 points. Well, if today was anything to go by, you do not want to miss tomorrow. Make sure you are back with us. My name is Sarah. It's been an absolute delight to bring you through the Dubai Games 2026. We had the honour of His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum join us earlier on today. I am so looking forward to the rest of the weekend. We'll see you back here for Dubai Games 2026 Day 2 tomorrow.
Dubai is the rhythm that connects us. Beyond language, beyond cultures. Here, the world gathers to connect, to inspire, and push the limits. Here, sports speak for everyone. It enforces unity, builds resilience, and proves that ambition is collective. Why Dubai? Because this is where athletes come together and win as one.